Incinerator.
Hey, man, we need an intro, man. We need an intro.
Fuck.
Yeah. Oh, yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Scrampunks episode 82. I see some people in the chat. King Reaper, J Dub, musty ass, Mr. Kima, Shinjo, Senju Ronin, R&B, the real Coolito, because he had. I said, Dirt, man, stop calling me that shit. I see Show Snoo. I mean, I cannot pronounce some people's name. Am I reading this questionable at my older age?
Yeah, welcome to the Struggle Club.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? Thanks for joining us. Devin ain't here. Like Devin has some things to do. He popped in for a second, then he hopped out. So, but anyway, everybody else is here. First and foremost, my boy MM2K. What is going on with you, my brother?
Nothing, man. My PS4 Pro came today, brother. So I'm gonna hook that mother up.
Welcome to 2016, Moss.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Hey, look, that motherfucker just became valuable this year. So,
well, to be fair, Moss, you had one 2016 or 17.
I did. Well, yeah, me and I was co-parenting with Aaron's. Me and Aaron's was co-parenting the PlayStation 4 Pro. But no. You're right, Nethos. No, I bought one, but then I traded it in for something. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, he didn't like Horizon.
Yeah, I did. Oh my god.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later. But now, hey, what's going on with you, bro?
Hey, man, just chilling. Got a big surge in the morning when I saw that the Banisher confirmed for Halo Infinite. So I had to get my video out there real quick.
Okay. The Banisher. So I'm hearing people questioning whether that was Atriox or not.
Yeah, so when you listen to the little audio, it doesn't really sound like Atriox, and then they do talk about where his legacy. So most likely, Atriox is probably trapped on a Halo ring somewhere, and they just assume he's dead. That's why probably the Banisher out for the UNSC and really everybody.
Okay.
So, and it's gonna be interesting because if the Banisher on your case, that ain't easy.
Oh, okay. And what you say, Stu?
Did you see the story of Halo Wars 2?
I mean, I beat the original campaign, but I never played the Flood DLC, so I think I'm missing quite a bit.
Okay. Halo.
No, I'm just saying, like, the story, how I left off in the story. Like, it wasn't, like, drifting or something?
Yeah. I mean, it's been years, bro. Like, I beat that back in 2017.
2017 when, Neff was 17 in 2017. So, Tsunami, hey, what's going on with you, brother? All right, he can't hear me.
Years.
Yeah, he's like delayed.
Nothing much.
Man, you delayed like shit.
Oh my god, this is a fucking delay.
So hold on,
big ass delay.
So you on the couch sweating? You doing a podcast?
I don't
know. Last but not least, my girl Snow Bunny. What's up, baby?
Nothing much. I have been doing absolutely nothing. I'm behind on all news. I've been working a whole lot, so I'm behind on everything.
Damn, I'm sorry to hear that.
I pulled 50 hours last week.
Oh damn,
50 hours. Damn.
Yeah. This week I'm already halfway through 40 hours. I'm actually at 30 hours right now. Yep.
How dare they work you like that?
Yeah, they're slave drivers. What can I say?
Yeah.
At least I'm getting paid for it.
There you go. All right, y'all. Well, we have a lot to talk about. None of your business. What's happening? Zero Requiem. Hold on. Why is there two tsunamis in here now? What the hell is going on? Look, there's two of them. Let me get rid of the O.
I don't know what's going on.
The nail bat. Sorry, I'm truthful. Antonio, what's up, y'all? Thank y'all for joining us. Tsunami, Tsunami Day, man. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, y'all, we have so much to talk about. A lot of news popped off. We're still talking about The Last of Us here. No spoilers. I spoiled something on WBG, but I said, damn, the game just came out last Friday. So even though a lot of people know what's going on. But yeah, we got a lot of things to talk about. Neff is playing The Last of Us. Moss just got herself a PS4 Pro. I can't believe it.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk. We know we have a lot of things to talk about, but first and foremost, I always got to start off with my boy Moss, right? I mean, every show I got to start off with Moss first because I don't know why. I guess.
I don't either, Dirk, but I'll take it.
So first off, let's go ahead and start off with this mixer thing, right? This happened, was it Monday? Let's just get this shit out of the way.
You want to start off with me because you want me to get people riled up. I got you, brother. You want me to be
let's go start off with a bang. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha,
What's up, Fatal? Let's start off with a bang. Moss, what is this mixer Facebook shit? Do you think Xbox made a good decision just going to cutting their losses, just moving on? You had some very interesting things to say. I watched a video a couple days ago, and I saw you on Twitter talking about it. So what is your thoughts about Mixer being dead and Microsoft moving to having some type of business partnership with Facebook?
Well, I'll say this. 3 months ago, and again, I'm not saying it to toot my own horn. This is just me trying to pass along the trials and tribulations that I'm familiar with the gaming community, so y'all can understand why people say what they say and do what they do. I called this 3 months ago. I said the fish rots at the head. Something's going down at Mixer, and something is going to lead to it. That's just Fortune 500. All these Fortune 500 companies are monolithic. They act the same. They just do it for different products. Now that we got that out of the way, there's two parts to it. There's the whole issue with Mixer being shut down. Mixer was shut down because it just wasn't producing. It wasn't the return. It wasn't bringing in the returns that they hoped. They invested a lot of money in getting Ninja and Shroud and all this other stuff, but the popularity wasn't growing. It started to even get to the point that where Facebook was starting to hit in a higher trajectory than them. So, and what you guys got to understand is the reason why Xbox bought Mixer, it wasn't because they thought it would be cool to do streaming. That kind of went against their bread and butter as far as gaming is concerned, because it put them in a spot to where they would have to promote their competitors. It fit into the bucket of them trying to compete with Amazon and Google, because Amazon and Google not only were coming out with game streaming services, but then they had game play services. So they had to
Twitch,
YouTube,
right?
Yep. So they had to do that. So, and it didn't work out for them. So Microsoft, I think, did the right thing. Microsoft said, you know what? We still got to stay in this space somehow, because YouTube for Stadia is going to be big. Twitch for Project Tempo is going to be big. We need some type of social media platform that's going to propel us. And Facebook gaming, even though it's not as big as YouTube and Twitch, it's bigger than Mixer, for one. For two, Facebook has technologies and outreach in other places like Instagram. That's huge. And for three, this is where you guys got to get out of your own silos. We don't like Facebook gaming here in the continental United States and North America, but it's huge in Latin America. It's huge in the Middle East. It's huge. Facebook gaming is humongous. It is like Twitch in those other places. So in my mind, I get to where they did this Monday on the heels of the whole racist comments thing. I think that expedited this, but this was inevitable nonetheless. You don't develop some type of partnership like that over the weekend. This was developed. They probably were going to do it in the July presentation or something like that. And because of what happened over the weekend, they just said, fuck it, let's do it now. But with that being said, for all of you that think this is a joke, whether you're PlayStation people, your Xbox people that go, I hate Facebook gaming, or if you're my Stadia brethren, I had to preach to y'all this week. This is big. You have two big companies with two major war chests combining their technologies to get outreach. And you may not like Facebook gaming here in the continental United States, but you love Instagram. Imagine a picture of Cyberpunk 2077 and you click on the hashtag and it brings you in the game. That's big.
Yeah, that is.
So it's not really like Microsoft got rid of streaming, like in general, they just combined with Facebook.
They got rid of streaming. They got rid of them curating streaming, and they're going to let Facebook be. They're going to partner with Facebook to curate streaming, but they're in it more or less for the social media outreach, for the Facebook gaming over in the Middle East, and for the Instagram all over the world. That's what they're in. That's the only reason why they wanted Mixer. The only reason why they wanted Mixer.
Hey,
So yeah,
no, you go ahead, Tsunami.
no, I'm saying so like they're still gonna own the technical like behind the scenes stuff.
They'll own the tech, and then they can decide to work with Facebook to integrate it and lease it to Facebook, which would again be a more profitable stance for them because they wouldn't be responsible for the whole streaming aspect. They just could be licensing the tech to Facebook, which I think is smart. And again, Mixer did not have the outreach that Facebook and Instagram has. Instagram has serious reach. So this is a +1 as far as I'm concerned for Xbox. It doesn't change everything drastically, no, but it's a +1 for Xbox as far as I'm concerned.
Right. What's up, Cherry Man? Fatal Charade, Geekhead 188. What's going on, y'all? Hyperfang Gaming. Hey man, you in the chat, brother? It's all good.
Get your ass in here, boy.
Hey, Moss, I got a question though. So now I think it was you that said it because I listened to a bunch of videos about the topic where you the one that said like during this whole COVID thing, the pandemic, that everybody, I think it was you, everybody, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, everybody went up except for Mixer. Was that you that said that?
I didn't. We talked about it, but I don't think I was like first. I can't take.
What was the question?
Well, I know somebody was saying that during this pandemic, all of the streaming platforms, Twitch numbers have skyrocketed.
YouTube
so skyrocketed. The Facebook
that one is factual. Twitch jumped by like 100%.
Yeah,
Mixer jumped by like 0.2%. I'm not even saying 1%. It was 0.2. If you're at the point where you're a streaming platform and everybody's stuck at home, but nobody, and I mean nobody, and you got Ninja and Shroud, by the way, wants to go to your streaming sites, you might as well pack up your bags. And that's what Microsoft probably is, that like, fuck this. We wasted billions on nothing.
Yeah. I mean, and look, man, sometimes things just don't work out. Like I mentioned this last week, man. Last Monday. It's funny how Xbox, well, Microsoft, I would say, they're always late to the party. You think about Zoom. Yeah, Zoom would have been great if iPod wasn't already out. Groove Music was actually a good service, but Spotify and Pandora and all the other stuff was there before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those phones, they're decent phones. They was decent phones, but it was late to the party. So they were late to the party with all of these things, all of these products, man. And sometimes it just doesn't work out. Now, I mean, there's exceptions because like the Surface seems to be a winning product for them. But yeah, I mean, they're just late to the party, man, and trying to come in there after Twitch and YouTube and damn. But I didn't think it'd be fair this bad though.
The problem, they had a big chance with Shroud and Mixer. With Shroud and Mixer, Shroud and Ninja, where they fucked up, and I experienced this firsthand, is they're trying to do this. They're going a little bit too far. They're overshooting the moon with this family-friendly shit. Like, I've been affiliated with Mixer for about a couple of years. Big ups to the homies over at Xbox Uncut. They introduced me to Mixer, and Mixer is, as far as performance is concerned, is such a better platform. I was in love with it, and I always had a Mixer channel that I would do streams on. Mm-hmm. So I went to go, after they got Shroud and Ninja, I went to go stream one day, and it says you have to reconnect your account. I'm like, what the fuck? So I go to Mixer to reconnect my account. I had a full grown ass survey to fill out. I had to I was applying for food stamps up in this bitch. I said, "What the hell? you promised not to pull your penis out on stage? All this crazy, stupid shit that's just common sense that you could put in your terms of service. That if somebody does, you just flick off the channel. People already know from Twitch. They had to make you go re-sign up. It was ridiculous, and it was off turning. And then what it did in the long run is any enthusiasm that people that weren't part of Mixer had, it just turned them off. And I think that's where they missed out on an opportunity.
Yeah. Hey man, why my boy Joe Handel? He hit me on Twitter. He said we can't see his chats, and I can't see it. And he's actually showing me proof that he's like saying something and we can't see it. I don't see it. Like you guys see Joe Handel in the chat.
Is he saying super chat?
No, I mean no, just a chat, just saying anything. He's not popping up. That's weird.
Yeah, I don't see anything
Mute
from
him.
Joe Hansel. I don't either. Yeah, I don't see nothing from Joe Hansel.
Yeah,
YouTube has been messing up for the last week or so.
Yeah, there might be YouTube thing because like we used to see his stuff all the time. You know,
yeah, Joe Hansel, log out and come back in. I don't see nothing from you, brother.
Yeah, because he leaving a bunch of stuff down. So yeah. So all right. So Snow Bunny, what you think about? I know you don't give a shit, but I got to ask you.
No, I was streaming on Mixer. Remember?
Oh, you was?
Yeah,
Oh,
I was streaming on
Damn.
Twitch, Mixer, and YouTube.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's I'm not really surprised because, like I said, no company wants to lose money, and if something's not giving them the returns that they expect, they're going to cut it.
You got to cut it.
I mean that's with anything. Studios, game services. If I guarantee you, if Game Pass wasn't cutting it for them, they would have already cut Game Pass. But it's making the cut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I mean that's
going well for them. Yeah.
Right. I don't care how much money a company has. They're $1 billion company, but if whatever they're investing in is not making the cut, they're going to cut it. They're just going to be like, okay, it's time to end it. We're sinking money.
Yeah, gotta cut your losses and go ahead and move on. And
yeah, so like I said, Mixer was odd to stream to. It was like you had like an extra layer of stuff you always had to do before you streamed onto Mixer. Whereas like when I go through Restream and go to Twitter and all that, I could just I mean Twitch and YouTube, it would just automatically start on Twitch and YouTube. But I would have to go to Mixer to put in all this other stuff to then start streaming to Mixer. It was like an extra layer of bullshit you didn't need.
Now
can I just throw something in there? I'm so sorry. I know I'm taking up all the oxygen as usual, but I just want to say this because Victor Allison brought up a good opinion. I slightly differ a little bit. He says Mixer fell because it was dependent on Xbox, which is lackluster this gen, and I'm surprised to hear that from Victor. But even though I may agree that Xbox may have not hit all the marks, I can't blame Xbox for Mixer. It was associated to that, but no, it was the Microsoft / Xbox mantra that felt like what Microsoft has been bad at even before Satya is that when they copy off of somebody, they don't copy the successful parts first and then make their little tweaks. What they do is they say we want to do something similar to that, but we're gonna change the whole game. They tweak stuff too early where everybody copies off of them the right way. You know what I'm saying? They take their shit, they do it exactly how they do it, and then once they get a good grasp on it, then they make changes. That's where Xbox fucks up. What Mixer should have done is they should have completely copied everything that Twitch did, just gave it a different name, and they would have seen success because it's a better outputting platform. And then what they should have done is fix the app. Twitch's app is fucked up, but that Mixer app was horrible. If they would have done those two things and then not gave me a food stamp application, you know what I'm saying, to sign up, I think they would have been okay. They would have been okay. You would still see them around now.
Yeah.
And we have Victor Allison with the $5. Thank you for the $5, Victor. They weren't late to the party. They connected it to Xbox, which has been lackluster this gen and which defined the platform. They could try in the future.
And you know what? Thanks, Vic. Victor, I see what you're saying, Moss. But I think something Victor is saying is slightly true too. I don't know if you remember that interview Phil Spencer had with Shaggy. I mean, Ryan McCaffrey. And when Ryan asked him about Sunset Overdrive 2, and Phil kind of said, I'm paraphrasing here, but Phil was like, because Xbox has such a bad, now I'm paraphrasing, Phil didn't say this, but this is what he was saying. Because Xbox had such a bad rollout, because the Xbox One was less powerful than the PS4, there was talks about 720p, 900p, and everything like that. A lot of games just was kind of caught in the crossfire where, Rise, something like he specifically mentioned Rise, which is a game that wasn't bad, but they gave it a 60 because there was so much negativity associated with the Xbox that things like Rise and Sunset Overdrive was affected. So I see what Victor is saying, because Xbox has been lackluster this generation. Xbox
but
associated with Mixer, like you don't think that had no?
It may have had a little,
Well,
but I don't think it had a lot because for two things. One, they remember when what's his name was there, Mike Ybarra. They was giving away God of War consoles and stuff like that, and then you rarely saw Xbox people there except for the big snafu when what's his name Phil had mentioned that Control was coming, right? Like it really wasn't they were there, but they weren't there. So they were trying to operate as a separate entity. But remember the infamous show a few months ago where me and Sue was arguing over who was in charge of Mixer? They were trying to separate themselves so bad.
Hey, Moss, man, you sound like I don't know, like you're talking out of an ass or something, man. What happened?
Oh shit! Oh goddamn, they're gonna cancel me too. Do I sound better now?
Yeah, you sound better. You sound like you was like you was real muffled.
Oh no, I was saying. Remember when me and Sue were going back and forth over who that Mixer belonged to? They made it so non-transparent. They were trying to be a separate entity. I just truly think that the problem with the platform was it wasn't simple. Like Bunny said, it wasn't simple like Twitch. You got to be simple to stream. People don't want to. I mean, most streamers, I believe, are PC gamers. PC gamers already got to deal with codecs and bodecs. They don't want to deal with all this shit with your streaming platform too. So I think, me personally, I think that had more to do with it.
Yeah.
I mean, also I think because initially it was Beam. So Beam is it's not like Microsoft made Mixer. They bought Beam and then transformed it to Mixer. So it wasn't always Microsoft. So
yep.
That's one part of it. And then the other part about it is it was like Twitch so much more viewed because you can view them more places. And a big place that Mixer was missing was on the PS4. Like if you had a PS4, there was no Mixer for you.
True.
So your only other options as far as streaming was Twitch or YouTube. So I think by not having it on PlayStation was a big blow because I don't know if it was on purpose or if it was by PlayStation not wanting it, but like that's a big audience because that's where the most consoles are. So if you wanted to be a streamer, you had to go through Twitch on PlayStation. If you were on Xbox, you had a choice. So it's like it kind of set itself behind, and it's already behind. Like you're already so new and you're behind all these bigger ones and you're in lesser places. So it's like it's a lose-lose.
Yeah, that's great.
Because they still have other smaller ones that are still existing, like D-Live. D-Live is the smallest of all of them, and it's still going on. There's not a lot of people, but the people that's there, that's
I don't know. Hey, but like whoever owned D-Live, they're not investing like Xbox.
Yeah, exactly. The investment into Mixer was insane.
Yeah. I mean, they tried. They got Ninja Shroud, the little the deaf girl. I can't think of her name. They tried, but
Ewok.
Who?
Ewok.
Yeah, Ewok. Hey, they tried, but hey.
Wait, is that Volcano High? Who the fuck is that?
that's Devin High. That's Devin High.
Yeah. And well, like I said last Monday, man, look, brother, there's stuff in life that we tried and shit just don't work out, man. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be married twice if shit would have worked out. You know what I'm saying? I had to go and leave. Because, I'm not investing in this shit. It's not working. So why would I continue to invest in it? So you got to get out of there, man. Because of losses and go. Well, anyway, y'all, great topic. Let's move on. So I want to talk about our boy Philip. Our boy Phil Spencer. That's Moss' boy, by the way. Ain't that your boy Moss?
He says wrong Phil. Phil Harrison, motherfucker.
Oh, Phil Harrison. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was about to Mixer and get some split. No, I'm just playing.
Well, I'm sorry, but listen, Phil did an interview with I can't think of the name of it. It was some interview Phil did. It was last week, but we're just seeing it today. And he has some very interesting stuff to say. Now, I'm going to be honest, y'all. Phil wasn't really rocking like this throughout this generation. He wasn't as confident. It seems like he's very confident about the Xbox Series X, right? So let me read some of the stuff that he said. The guy asked him about the PS5 show. He said, hey, what did you think of the PlayStation show? And he said, I watched the show. I thought they did a good job. I sent Jim a note and congratulated him. In this environment, trying to pull off a high production value event, my phone went off. It's not easy. As a competitor, it is great to have them out there now. So we kind of know what the program is. We see the device. We see the games. This is the part of really at. Just being honest, I felt good after seeing their show. I think the hardware advantages that we've built are going to show up when we're going to talk more about it, about our games and frame rates and other things. I thought the games lineup we're going to have at launch, I felt really good about, and we've got more clarity on what they're doing. Obviously at their show, which has helped us focus on showing what we have. So I think they've done a good job. They do what they do very well. My phone, damn, what is my that phone keep on going on? I'm sorry, y'all. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much what he said. So Phil sounds like he is pretty confident. He's saying, look, I saw that show and I feel good about our show. What do you guys think?
He said about the first time they showed the PS5. He said, I feel good about our console once they showed out the PS5 and what it had. So they probably saying to themselves, if it is going to be this way, that's like, oh, that's all they came with. Oh, wow, we got this.
And you notice how he said, I'm happy about the advantages that we have in the hardware. He said we have advantages in the hardware. Ain't no power of the SSD. No, but then you see the PlayStation guys, Y'all believe everything feels safe. Feel. But let me tell you something. Phil ain't never been in this situation where he was the head of Xbox going into another generation after they just bought all these damn studios, and he's at the board at that big boy table at Microsoft. He ain't never been there going into a new generation. So it seems pretty confident to me. What do you guys think about this confident Phil Spencer?
You know what I feel about the confident Phil Spencer?
Oh shit.
The best lineup in a long time, Phil Spencer 2014. The greatest games lineup in Xbox history at E3, Phil Spencer 2015.
Okay, hold on.
Come on, Moss. Come on.
One of the most special years ever, 2016.
I know exactly.
Oh, come on.
What you're talking about. Listen,
Hold on, only got 20 more.
Wait a minute.
No, because what did he say wrong those years? Like, what did he say wrong?
The best lineup. You think those were the best lineups in
Maybe
Xbox
that was
history?
his opinion, but go ahead.
No, no, brother.
That year they actually did have a good lineup.
You talking about 2014 or 2015? They had a pretty good lineup.
Let me. This is the best lineup. He said 2014 was the best lineup in a long time.
Okay.
2015. He said the greatest games lineup in Xbox history was in 2015.
So he said Xbox history, right? They had Halo 5. They had the Tomb Raider game. Hold on. Wait, no. I'm not vouching for Phil Spencer. I'm just saying people bring that up all the time. Bring it up all the time. Oh man, yeah. That list that always pops up. What did he say wrong? He said what? So what do you want him to say?
Brother, I can.
He's gonna be shitty this year. So what is he gonna say?
I can get no. He ain't got to say it's shitty. But when you say it's the best lineup in history,
he said Xbox history. That's what he said.
That's absurd. If I say piss water is the best beverage since Zima, look, bro, we can't look. Here's
so what he said 2016. So what he said 2016.
We can't. Here's the problem. I will give you this. I give kudos to Phil for talking more confidently than he ever has. I think Xbox has strategically worked with PlayStation to keep them out of going in cahoots with Google. They now got this partnership with Facebook. They feel confident now that they're starting to close the gap in their saturation with social media and all of this stuff. And it's cool that he feels that he says that he feels comfortable. At the end of the day, you can't plug comfortability. You can't plug an HDMI cord into comfortability. Phil Spencer said all this stuff. This is an albatross hanging around him.
Tell me what's wrong with what he said. He still not telling me that.
Brother, 2015.
Did he exaggerate?
He extremely
he exaggerated.
No. He lied.
How did he lie?
It is not 2015 in no way, shape, form, or fashion.
How is it a lie?
I know you're not telling me.
What did he say?
Not the best. It's not as far as quality is concerned, as far as how it was reviewed, as far as how the community has perceived it. Let's take all the reviews and Metacritic out of it. If it was the best lineup, then Xboxes should have been flying off the shelf, because in 2015, pretty much, that was the only way you could have played those games.
And can I pause you two gentlemen here for one little itty bitty second?
Yes, you can, babies. I'm taking it from Dirt. Dirt's tripping today.
We have 2 super chats. The first one, Geekhead 188 with the 199. Thank you for the 199. Translation: that Sony didn't do jack. Sony show didn't do jack to us.
Right, that's what Phil was saying. Phil was saying, "Fuck them."
Okay, and then we have RNB the third with the $5. Thank you, RNB. Moss is so gun shy after divorcing Phil. July could be a great show, and he'll be like, "Not bad, but I need to see more." Hating ass Stadia still lacking.
Right.
Thank you, R&B, for the $5. And then Moss, go back onto your soapbox, or
I was just going to say, if I'm gonna turn it over to my brother Dirt. I just want to say, if Butthurt had a spokesperson, I think R&B would be in front in line. But go ahead.
Hey man, you told me my Butthurt had a spokesperson. That's pretty good like that. Okay, Moss, let's go back to this. Right. So you're saying he lied. Now this is a lie, right? This is a lie. You know what? I am a light-skinned brother, 5'2", 110 pounds. That's a damn lie, right? That's a lie. Me saying I think this is going to be our best Xbox lineup ever is not a lie. How is that a lie? That's how he feels. That's how he feels. Now let me say this. Okay, let me break this down. Halo Guardians, right? Okay. Now this is before. Now this is E3, so this is before all of these games came out. So you throwing Metacritic out there is irrelevant, right? So, like Halo 5 came out. When did Recoil come out? Oh no, that came out 2016. I'm sorry.
That's besides the point, Dirt. It's opinionated, it's not a statement.
Right. That's my point. It's opinionated. So that list that you read, that I always see J-Dub bring up, all these ponies bring up, everything he's saying, he never said like we're gonna have.
Can I?
What you trying to say?
No, like he's not saying that this is the best Xbox lineup in your opinion. He's saying that in his own opinion. So it basically it's not a fact or a fiction.
So it's not right. It's not a lie. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Look. For devil's advocate, I'll take that back. I'll take that back and say it's not a lie, even though it is. No. Let's play devil's advocate. It's not a lie. It's his opinion. Then why should we trust his opinion? Why should we? If I came to you, Dirt, and I said this is the best steak that you're ever going to taste, and you take a bite out of it, and you're like, this tastes like shit, and then everybody on the panel says this tastes like shit. I say, okay, here I come. I'm going back into the kitchen. Here goes another piece, and you're like, okay, this tastes like salty shit, and we do that 9 or 10 times. Even if I think in my mind it's the best tasting steak, I could believe that in my heart of hearts. The question remains is whether it's a lie or not. Why should the public trust him? And I get that perception.
About Stadia.
That why should the public? Well, Stadia, on the other hand, which I love how y'all throw it out. They admitted to you. They admitted to you in IGN that the first year is the data collection year. Do not compare somebody who told you that they're in the data collection phase in comparison to somebody that's been established for years.
Let me talk to Moss. Let me talk to you. All right. Okay. So
wait 1 second, Dirk. Could you hold that thought, please? R&B the third with the $2. Thank you. Why should I trust Stadia with no Cyberpunk 2077? Oh. Thank you, R&B the third for R&B, the $2. And Dirk, continue on.
Okay, listen, Moss. Listen, brother. Like you and me, I'm stuttering. You and me, we rarely argue, right? You know, there's sometimes I don't agree with you. I'm sure that sometimes don't agree with me. But you the homie, you know. But this time right here, brother, you on some bullshit.
You done crossed the line, Moss.
Explain, my brother. Bullshit. Explain. I'm listening.
I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, I have this exact list you have. 2014, he said the best lineup in a long time. Is that an opinion? Or is that a lie? Like Like, what is that?
No, we've already debunked the lie.
Okay,
for devil's advocate, we're now focused on why should we. The general consensus, even from Xbox fans, was that isn't the case. So why should we trust them now? That's
your analogy was talking about what you say, a shit sandwich or something. Like, what's the analogy you just said out?
I said if it tastes like shit. If I keep bringing you out pieces of steak and I think it's great, but everybody else thinks it tastes like shit, why should we trust this 10th piece of steak is going to be any better?
What if it's
the general consensus?
What if it's a new chef? What if like these piece of shit steaks has been bad, right? But now all of a sudden there's a new chef preparing that steak. Now I know what you're thinking, Phil isn't a new chef, but maybe this chef has more, I don't know, power than he had before. Maybe this chef made more investments to get better seasonings for this steak, right? That he never had before. Mm-hmm. He can get better, nice Tefal skillet that he didn't have before for these shitty steaks. Now, will you think? Now I know his track record. Like, listen, man, these steaks are shitty, but because he invested in these new seasonings, these new pots, these new pans, I might give him a chance. But he has to impress me this last time. What do you think about that analogy?
That's fine for somebody that wants to die hard believe in that restaurant because they have an attachment to that restaurant. Oh, right. But I'm giving you the general consensus that's out there with gamers who don't feel like they need to do that. They're just going to go with whoever pops up in their face they feel is the best. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is that you have those examples. And what you were leading into was, well, ponies are saying this and ponies are saying that. Outside of the ponies, the general consensus is saying that too. And I think they kind of have a right. So I'm not saying that July is going to be trash. I'm just saying that we need to go beyond Phil's words. We got to just sit and be tight, hold tight, and hope that they show their ass in July. Paul.
So basically what you're saying, Moss, is we need to wait and see before we hype up what the fuck you're saying.
Thank you, Bunny. Thank you. Thank you, baby.
And pause for 1 second. We have 007. I'm gonna just call you 007, hon, because I cannot get the beginning of your name. With the $5, thank you for the $5. We should trust that they have 15 studios and have also poached top-notch talent. Microsoft is making that kind of investment to make BS games.
It's not making that kind of investment.
Thank you for the $5.
Hey, yo, 007. I think that was my seasonings analogy. I think everybody knew that, but yeah, they're in a different spot now. Moss, of course, when you have an attachment, when you're attached to something, maybe you're a little bit more optimistic. Like, I know you hate when I use a sports analogy, but if your favorite team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they get a great coach, they get great draft picks. So hold on, let me say this: they get great draft picks. So even though they're past, you're still kind of reluctant to say, yeah, they're going to be better. But you're seeing a growth. You see the potential in these moves that they made. Now, of course, it's up to them to prove to us, yo, we're headed in a better direction. You guys need to see. But at the same time, you're optimistic because you're a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers. You're a fan of whatever team. I'm a fan of Xbox. So these moves that they've made is making me optimistic. So
I'm gonna use your same sports analogy because even though I don't prefer to use it, I think it's fair in this example. Now, I've been a Chiefs fan since Joe Montana was there. And the Chiefs ain't won a Super Bowl since 1963 before last year.
Right.
Now, every year they've had great coaches, they've had the great quarterbacks, remember the guard back and all the other stuff. Uh-huh. And I will go around the Chiefs. They got this person, they got that person, Joe Montana, and nobody was paying me no attention. You know why they weren't paying me no attention? Because the Chiefs weren't winning the big game. And it wasn't until the Chiefs start winning the big game that people start paying attention. Yeah, I may have had a front row seat to seeing all these integral parts, but until the integral parts work for the masses, it don't matter. And that's all I'm saying here.
And guess who Patrick Mahomes is? The initiative. Boom! Now I'm talking.
Don't jinx my boy like that. Don't do that.
That is a good discussion. So Neff, like, what you think about this stuff the field is talking about, man? Like, do you just sense this confidence in them, or are you like Moss, you don't give a shit?
Look, man, you know I'm an Xbox guy. I've been making Halo videos left and right. I just saw that new Halo teaser, and I'm hyped, right? But at the end of the day, Xbox has showed me, and I'm going to go back to 2019, that I need to watch their show before I can get hyped. Now, seeing that Halo teaser, that's got me hyped. I'm like, maybe they're going to bring it in July. Hell, they need to bring it. They're about to release a new fucking console. But at the end of the day, I must say, let's wait until the show, and if we're blown away, because you know we have low expectations, that's going to be all the better.
Right. Okay.
Yep. I agree.
Devin, what you think, bro? You see that interview with him?
I kind of feel the exact same way as Neff. Basically, they need to bring it.
I think we all feel that way.
In the July show, and like if they don't, I really don't know what's next at that point.
If they don't bring it, that Homer Simpson gif where he's hiding in the bushes, that's my black ass. I'm telling y'all right now. I'm hiding in the bushes.
I called that first. You ain't gonna see me on Twitter for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Moss was just up here saying. Like.
So you said don't hype it. I'm not hyping it.
Don't no.
Really
like I'm saying is,
you know?
the one thing that really blew me was last E3 when fucking Phil Spencer said they were more hyped for the stuff they didn't show, and I'm sitting here like, well, why the fuck didn't you show it?
Yeah,
he was waiting for July of 2020, Snow Bunny.
I mean, that's a damn year for y'all to sit here and wait for shit.
He was waiting for the new console.
But my point is, you know, don't jump head first, hyping all this shit up yet. Let's just wait and put on the brakes a little bit. Let's just put on the brakes a little bit, and let's just wait and see. It's like last E3 when y'all guys were about to start doing all these shows. I was like, let's wait till the E3 presentation, and that shit was depressing. Let's just take our time and see what happens.
Hype it up no matter what.
Hey, XBR what, Moss? XBR what, Moss? What happened to that? XBR what?
There was 5 episodes of that, bro.
Hey,
but Can I say? I want to say this real quick. I go back and forth, and I joke with y'all when y'all be like, you know, Stadia ain't got no games, right? But the fact of the matter is, guess what? Stadia ain't got no games. So I can't be mad at y'all if I'm sitting there like I got a show with a group called Sounds of Stadia. Y'all don't give a fuck about that. Until Stadia has the games that's going to make y'all want to play the bitch, Stadia ain't got no games. So I can't hype it up for the match. The only thing I can do is combat lies. If somebody lies about the platform, I can combat that. But if somebody says, hey, Moss, Stadia ain't got no games, until they bring the game. Until they bring the games, I can't say nothing. And all I'm saying is, I'm not saying that you guys are overhyping it, but I don't want to be too dismissive of the people that be like, you know what, we heard this before, because it's the truth. It's the truth. Listen. Phil got to show and prove. He got to show and prove.
We completely agree with that, though.
Yeah, see what I'm saying. Oh shit, Sue. I'm sorry. What I'm saying. He sounds. Just get this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's grab the super chat real quick. Geekhead 188 with the 199. Thank you for the 199. So, what games look next gen at the Sony event? And
I can't.
As far as
didn't we talk about this last week?
Yeah,
because I remember making a rant about why the hell everybody happy for GTA 5 remastered and not GTA 6, a new game.
I think that's a whole nother discussion. I agree with you.
Horizon and maybe Ratchet and Clank,
but we didn't see no gameplay of Horizon. So we
ain't see no gameplay of Horizon.
We didn't see no gameplay of Horizon. I mean, we're being fair. We're being fair, and saying that I agree with you, Geekhead. That's a whole nother discussion, though. Like, why should we be buying any of these boxes if they're not going to be showing us next gen? That's a completely different discussion. Yeah. I'm saying that because PlayStation has all this mind share, they can get away with that shit. I'm not saying it's right. It's time for Xbox to do what they need to do so they can get that same mind share too. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So. Hey, Tsunami, you there, bro?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, Devin was saying something. I cut him off. My bad, Devin.
Oh no, I was saying Ratchet and Clank, but it's only at 30 frames. That needs to be 60. Yeah. And then we're talking.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you there, Geekhead, but I think that's kind of like a separate,
Hey, Sue, you still there?
Oh, she was at the club.
No, but Moss, what you were saying, I was saying like we totally agree that we feel the same way on that we've been disappointed in the past, and they need to bring it.
Yeah. Man, who's this Devin? This Devin's being real. What happened?
And then we we also have 007 with the $2. Thank you for the $2. 30 frames per second is not next gen. Sony failed.
Damn, 007. Hey, do you listen to WBG? Because I don't be seeing you on WBG that often, man. Make sure you tune in on Monday evenings because you an Xbox guy. That show for you. Yeah, check it out. So I thought Ratchet and Clank looked pretty good, but when you say does it look next gen? It looks great, but I wouldn't say it's next gen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Halo got all that shit last year for not looking quote unquote next gen, and that's still at least a cross gen game.
Right, that's a cross gen game, right? These other no, that's a great point. Now, Halo Infinite, but I'm gonna tell you the 2018 version, that little clip
that looks way better.
That shit had look next gen. That little clip looked next gen to me. You know, so we'll see what happened. But I thought the interview that Phil had, he just seemed more confident to me. Like, of course, maybe I'm fanboying because I'm an Xbox guy and I'm hearing things that really ain't real, but I think they're super confident. And
yeah, I wanted to say you're saying like Phil's saying kiss my ass or something. Like, I don't know about that dirt.
Okay, but look, Phil rarely takes shots. But did you hear what he said about what was his exact quote?
I mean, he took shots at the PS4 Pro back then.
Yeah, he did. We want people to play our games, not hear our console. Yeah, no, to hear our games, not the console. You know, when the guy asked about the hardware, he said, "Yeah, we want people to hear our games, not the console." I think that's a shot, man. Because
he taking shots. Him and Aaron been taking shots for the last month.
Yeah, and that's something they don't do. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. This is something that they seem a little bit more confident to me. But we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens.
It definitely shows more confidence, more bold PR.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Oh, a 007. Yeah, I mean, I know you know. Hey, FaZe, you're right. What I'm hearing is real. You're right. Yeah. Yeah, let us be hyped, Moss. Stop your shit. Let us be hyped. Damn it. I know.
Hey, Moss, why'd you waste that money on a PS4 Pro when you already got a Slim? It's the end of the generation, man.
I mean, but let's be fair here. It's okay to be hyped, but don't go overboard with it. You understand what I mean? Don't go fucking balls deep in that shit, and then y'all be looking stupid.
Damn! Like nobody might look
like blah.
Hey, man, nobody a little aggressive tonight, man. She said,
let's be honest here. Let's not go balls deep into it, and then you guys get so disappointed. Like, just be like, okay, yeah, I'm hyped for it. Okay,
no,
but let's not go overhyped.
No, Bunny, not this time. I'm hyped.
Is it that though? Or is it just Tony's hating on it that makes it seem disappointing? Because that Metro looks like a golden show compared to that Sony show.
And then we have Geekhead 188 with a $4.99. Halo Infinite looks better than Horizon Forbidden West at 60 frames per second with no pre-rendered BS. Changed my mind. Thank you, Geekhead, for the $4.99.
I'm not gonna go that far, but
well, we ain't seen either one.
Really. Hey, man, don't pay no attention to Moss and Neither. Say what you gonna say. LA ass geekhead shit. Hey, listen,
you like it? I love it.
Hey, you listen, Snowbody, my little snookums. Hey, listen.
What pudding pop?
Listen, I listen to you. I'm hearing you, and last year it did kick me in the nuts, hyping up E3, and I was let down last year. But this year, you know what? I have to. We have to. Me, Devin, Tsunami, even Neethles. Neethles won't say it out loud, but he's hyped.
That's because he doesn't want this shit clipped and used as receipts on his ass.
I'm saying, Neethles don't want people to go back and pull receipts. But he's hyped. Let me tell you guys. I'm hyped. If you got to pour receipts on my black ass, if they go out there and do a shit show once again, I will be devastated. I'm gonna be devastated.
Hey,
but I don't think it's gonna happen this time, y'all. They've been investing. It's been 2-3 years since they bought all these studios. 2 years now. Phil said we're gonna show shit early now because they actually have some things to show, and I'm excited, Moss. I don't give a shit what you think, you snow bunny. We know the truth about
Hey man, I'm just worried about y'all mental state after this shit. That's all I'm worried about.
I appreciate your concern, Snow Bunny. But I made my bed. I'm laying the shit.
What day is the event? Do we know?
No, we don't know shit.
Okay.
We don't know nothing, no. But anyway, y'all. Anyway, let's move on, man. Let's move on. So, Sean Layden, have y'all seen Sean Layden?
Yeah.
He got a full gray beard, man. Full gray beard.
You can tell he retired.
Yeah, he said everybody kissing him. He said some interesting things. I really want to get you guys' opinion on. He said, instead of spending 5 years making an 80-hour game, what does 3 years and a 15-hour game look like? Now, this is a great topic because this generation, it seemed like the generation of long-ass games. For some reason, I finished a lot of them, like Days Gone, hell, The Last of Us 2, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, or no, those are RPGs. So
Witcher 3.
The Witcher 3, 100 plus. Yeah, so this generation seems like all games are long, not just like back in the day, it was only RPGs that was super long. Now, Days Gone was like 60 hours. Why is that game that long? Like The Last of Us 2 is about 30 hours. That's not that bad, but it seemed long. We played for 2 straight days like I did. So, do you guys think he's right? Do you guys think I wholeheartedly agree with him. Every game doesn't have to be 80 hours, right?
I mean, I like the fact that you have like 80-hour games and then shorter games because when you're playing that 80-hour game, you might need to take a break and do a smaller game. Like in my hobbies, one of the hobbies I do, we have really big projects we do. And then we have really small projects that we call as a snack size because it's quick, simple. It let us get it through. We get satisfaction from getting it done while we're working on a longer game. Like me, I play longer games, but I also play shorter games in between to get that satisfaction of finishing something quick.
Right.
So, I mean, if you do both, that's perfectly fine. Spend 5 years making an 80-hour game, but also spend 3 years making a 15-hour game.
And plus, Snow Bunny, you're absolutely right. But plus, he was also talking about the budget. Obviously, if you spend 5 years making the game, the budget is going to be way more than 3 years making the game.
Exactly. Then we have Geekhead 188 with the 199. Hell, Flight Simulator looks better than Horizon 2.
Oh shit! Geekhead, my boy. Geekhead is an Xbox brother.
Well,
okay, to be fair, Flight Simulator requires a
of
supercomputer. Like, goddamn.
It's
that's because you can see everything in the world. Like you,
that's something
neighborhood
else.
or something. They say that's crazy, man. And Phil confirmed today that shit will be coming to the Xbox Series X and Gears Tactics. So he said that today. He said
that makes me question something. How far away is Flight Simulator then? Like when's the release?
I don't know.
Because they said the first 2 years, so it might not be coming out as soon as we thought.
It might be next year, but that shit looks pretty good.
Yeah, but then if it's coming to Series X, it won't be the Xbox One.
It is on the PC first, but it will be the Xbox Series X. Yeah.
Isn't it on PC now though?
Well, in beta.
In beta, okay.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So Moss, man, what you think about that? Because me personally, I agree with him. And like I said, every game doesn't have to be this, 80-hour masterpiece. I think what game I felt was a nice length? Gears 5. But because I also had multiplayer. Now, most of Sony first-party games doesn't have multiplayer, so I think that's why they're really trying to make their games extra long now. But like Gears 5 campaign had a perfect length to me, as well as the multiplayer. Because Gears 5 campaign is about 15 hours. Yeah, that's the perfect length with great multiplayer. So let me get the super chat right quick.
Yeah, Echelon 7 The Dark. with the $4.99. Thank you, Echelon, for the $4.99. July's the most important show of Phil's career. It's for Xbox Life. Phil's going to blow our minds until our brains skeet all over our OLED TVs.
Hey. You just get released?
Pause.
Echelon. But look, he's right. Listen, the first part is absolutely right. This is the most important show in Phil's career. The most important show, man. Going into the next generation. Listen, guys. Listen, guys. Listen. I'm just gonna listen. I'm like lower my voice. Maybe I was a little bit too animated earlier, Moss. I'm going to get closer to the mic. Listen, guys. This is the most important show in Phil Spencer's career. You know, because he has to impress us. He have to make people that left the damn 360 come back to the Xbox brand. They just playing a PlayStation. They need to come back. I'm sorry.
No, you're absolutely right.
No,
he's gotta do or die with this show.
Yes.
I saw again. This is me talking crazy to a lot of people, but like always, y'all laugh now and it'll make sense later. I don't think he thinks that way. That's why I said I'm just going to wait and see. Why? Because who is his competitors? Amazon and Google. Does Amazon and Google look like they're knocking it out of the box anytime soon? No. Google admitted it last weekend with IGN. They said the first 12 months was supposed to be our data collection year. Something else that MM2K's been telling you. He said, He said, if you got good internet, try out Stadia. If you don't, then wait till it gets better. He basically came out and said that. So he got 3 years until Google and Amazon really get their shit together. And that's why I said it's a possibility that he's going to show the show's going to be good, but it may not reach the peak that some people are expecting in order for them to slap down Sony, because he's not looking to slap down Sony. As far as Phil's concerned, he has them in their pocket. Regardless if Microsoft does well, they know Sony's going to do well. And guess what? They're going to get paid from Sony. That's the way they're looking at it.
Okay, man. I mean, I hear you. So who does it say that Halo can never stop GT? Are you talking about Gran Turismo?
Wait. Oh, no, hell no.
Hey,
look, we say all the time, like, Halo has gone down, but come on, GT?
GT has gone down.
Like, come on, we can't be out there. Like, we gotta be honest here.
Hey, Seth, you should be ashamed of yourself, Seth.
I don't know, man.
I mean, how can you compare those two?
And I'm being honest, bro. Like, I mean, Halo, it's gone down a bit. I think the quality's brought it down a lot, but you know, GT, who the fuck cares about GT anymore?
That shit gonna be a launch title, and ain't nobody.
That shit comes out every 5 years.
Neethles, may I be a complete and utterly honest?
Yeah.
I never really gave a shit about it anyway.
Oh shit.
What you talking about? Like Halo, Snow Bunny?
Halo or Gran Turismo, but Gran Turismo mostly, because I mean, how can you compare those two? I mean, like you would compare Gran Turismo more to Forza than you would to Halo.
Yeah, you would think so. I don't know.
Well, I mean, Baron compared Animal Crossing to The Last of Us. So
right.
I mean, exactly. How can you compare those two?
Hey, Seth. Hey, man, check your temperature, man.
And Geekhead 188 with the $4.99. Thank you, Geekhead, for the $4.99. Let's be real. Nothing Sony got is beating Halo at launch.
At launch and at launch. Yeah, both of them. Shit. Halo. Hey, speaking of Halo, let's go ahead and get right into it, man. So they just dropped this teaser today. All I heard was, we are the bangers to whoever the hell it was. That's all I heard, because the shit sound dope. I never did finish Halo Wars 2, but I did play it. I never did finish it. But Nev, you are our Halo guy on the panel. What are your thoughts about this? And also, I forgot, man. But go ahead, but what are your thoughts about this?
One, this is fantastic news, because let's be honest, when 343 took over, basically they went out and was like, oh, look, humanity and the Covenant, they're no more, right? Like, humanity has a peace with the elites or whatever. So 343 is like, we're going to make this splinter group that also wants to hunt down humanity or whatever. And they try recreating what's in the original trilogy, but just in a shittier way. Like, to be honest, the elites in Halo 4 and 5 They don't really look like the elites from Halo 1 through 3, nor are they as interesting. So here comes Halo Wars 2. The game would have a bit more creative freedom and go a little more wild. And in Halo Wars 2, essentially what they did was they took a new take on the Covenant. So this isn't the Covenant, but it's a Covenant-like faction. They're called the Banished because they were originally banished from the traditional Covenant from Halo 1 through 3. And they're led by a brute chieftain named Atriox. Now, Atriox is Halo's version of freaking Thanos. He's the dude that has everybody scared. The Covenant went after humanity and almost succeeded in beating us, right? But they never even came close to Atriox. I'm talking about this dude grabbed a Spartan helmet, right? And crushed it with his hand. He crushed a Spartan helmet. He took out a whole squad. And now he has an armada bigger than the Covenant ever was.
So, was that Atriox on that voicemail?
I don't believe that was Atriox. I believe that was probably one of his underlings because I believe, and maybe Tsunami can correct me, Atriox is lost somewhere. Like, at the end of Halo Wars 2, they kind of lost contact with Atriox. They probably assume he's dead, and that's why the whole Banished is upset with humanity and is going after the UNSC and Zeta Halo, but we're going to have to wait to see it unfold. But basically, when Halo Infinite comes out, expect to see more traditional type Covenant and hopefully, you know, a more interesting Covenant because the Storm faction was complete trash.
And then we have R&B the Third with the $2. Thank you for the $2. What if it's a teaser for Halo Wars 3? Please.
Nah, I mean, no. They can do that at some point, but no. For Halo Infinite, let's go.
No, that's Halo. That's the
but no, it's a fair to call Halo Infinite's first teaser. So
yeah. So listen, your boy. Oh, let me find it. Benji Sales came out with some stats. Now I know PlayStation guys. You know, I saw J Dub in a chat like, man, those numbers ain't shit. Spider-Man did way better. So Benji Sales came out and said, "Let me find it. Let me sign it." This was a few hours ago. I'm sure it's more now. He said that the Halo teaser already reached 2 million views, 81,000 likes, and 24,000 retweets. Great early sign for momentum of the franchise. So listen, I know PlayStation. Oh, that ain't shit. The Last of Us 2 got 2,200 million likes on MySpace, on Facebook, on Sesame Street, and everything. So yeah, but I still think for people that saying Halo is dead because it was trending. It was trending. I believe it was trending like was it number one or like at least top 5. You know, it was trending. I'm one
of them. Yeah, Nethers, he's sending something to the government. I'm not one of those legacy Halo Xbox guys, but I will tell you this: one of the smartest things that they've done to help build momentum was to release the older games on PC, get that crowd all creamy knuckled, and get them seething at the teeth for Halo coming to, you know what I'm saying, coming out Halo Infinite. Because what that does psychologically is I get the PC guys like, oh shit, if this could be like an extension of the old Halo, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I think they're doing. That's why. Now here's the thing: anybody that doubts that Halo is not going to do numbers at launch, you need a CAT scan. It's going to do numbers. It's Halo. With that being said, the big question is Halo going to keep the players abroad? Like, is it going to keep the people? Because it's not only is known for its campaign, but it's known as a games as a service. Will it keep the people playing over and over again like the legacy Halo games?
Hell yeah, because it's going to be in Game Pass. Hell yeah, people going to be.
That's going to be the real. That's the real question that we have. But there's no doubt, and I don't know. That might still be up in the air. I don't know, but it's going to do numbers at first. I mean, at least it's going to do numbers at launch. At least.
Hey, Moss, man, you was right though. What they're doing with Master Chief Collection is really hyping people up, like you said, because every time they drop a new Halo in the MCC, it blows up on Steam. You know what I'm saying?
Blows up.
So yeah, you're right about that, man. I think that right there shows you that Halo is still relevant. The MCC, every time they drop a new Halo, whether it's Halo 2 blew up, Halo 3 blew up. I don't know if 4 gonna blow up because of the multiplayer, but you know, just you're right, man. So I know, you know, my boy Neff is happy about it. What about you, Devin? You happy about it, man?
And I fucking love Halo. I'm ready for that game.
Yeah, me too. What about you, Sue?
Yeah, I mean, if it's Atriox based, like a lot of people don't know it because it was in Halo Wars.
What the hell is that noise?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh,
is it
okay.
me?
Talk
It's
to
not me, is it? Right?
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but the story of Halo Wars, like they set Atriox up being like this big bad. Like Halo Wars has had kind of big bads, but this guy like is like a fearsome dude. Like the storyline, like he's banished because he basically was him and his crew, like the brutes, were basically like cannon fodder for their war. And he would always they said it would send out like 40 each wave or whatever, and he'd be the only one that came back. And this happened time after time. Then one time he came back and said, "Nah, I'm done." So he just went off and just started killing the fucking Covenant. And then all his people started banding together, and they started taking shit over. And then he got his like army and faction. Then he hired all these mercenaries and basically put up a bigger resistance to the what you call it, the MMC, what's it called, the US, the
UNSC,
UNSC, than the fucking regular squad did. So basically, all I'm saying is, if he's in this game, look out, because it's gonna be epic, because this dude is bad.
Yeah, I mean, for people who aren't really, like, into the Halo lore, like, if you go back and play Halo 2, you'll probably notice that the Brutes were kind of put down in that game, and that's the history throughout the whole Covenant. Like, the Elites were treated as, the higher guard, as the true soldiers out in the battlefield. The Brutes were cannon fodder. Yes, they can fight, but they treat them as just dumb beings. It was almost racist to an extent. And basically, the story is you have a brute chieftain that said, "Fuck that hierarchy. I want to take over this shit." And he went so far that where he started subjugating even elites to his cause, and he's running the show. There's no prophets. There's no religious aspect to his faction. He just wants to take over the whole goddamn galaxy. This dude is literally like Thanos.
Yeah. That's the closest thing it reminded me of was Thanos.
Thanos.
I'm talking about he fucking grabbed an elite and choked him. Broke his neck and all.
Yeah.
That's fucking dope.
So
he broke one of them over his knee.
And that's all in Halo Wars 2, or is that in the first?
Yeah, just
Halo Wars?
don't even play the game. Just look up the cutscenes.
yeah, that cutscene is badass.
I went back and watched the whole cutscene from the entire game. Like, I was like, yo, this is gonna be hype if they put it into like a regular game, because when this Halo Wars, you look at the cutscene and you say, okay, it's cool, but then you go back to the vehicle view over the top stuff. But if this is first person type stuff, this shit's gonna be way more like immersive. So like the shit he was doing in the cutscenes, if they can make that kind of meld with the gameplay, like this is gonna be a darker Halo.
Yeah,
this is gonna be a darker Halo, because the tone of that game was real grim.
And this game is probably gonna feel massive like the original games. Over like Halo 1 through 3, you felt like you're a one-man army versus a literal army. Like the Covenant was this huge force. The Storm faction's like this little faction. Like, there's nothing really going on with them. The best they could do is a coup d'etat in Halo 5 against Helios. But, like, in this, expect the grand scale of, like, Halo 3. Expect that grand scale, and who knows? I'm fearing that this shit might really be an open world. A lot of evidence is pointing to it.
And then we have Geekhead 188 with the 199. How does he remind you of Thanos?
Well, I mean, if you have to watch the cutscene for yourself, but basically, the dude's a boss, right? Like, Thanos is a fucking boss, and nobody can compete against him. Like, you see Master Chief, he can, like, take out fucking anybody. Even Agent Locke took out, like, the leader of the Storm faction. Atriox beat the shit out of 4 Spartan 2s, broke one's helmet with his bare hands, and then talk shit. The dude said, like, these Spartans ain't shit.
He was like, just what I expected, you were a man.
He said, just like I expected, a puny man. Oh, no, he said he was a little demon. He called him a little demon. He's like, fuck out of here. Right. I think he's a little man. Get out of here.
Yeah, he told him fucking run.
Then he told him to run, basically.
Yeah, because the Spartans and Halo were actually called demons because they would, like, take out so many Covenant. So they were considered demons, but he's like, fuck those demons.
Right.
And then we have 007 with the $2 and no message. Thank you for the $2.
Thank you, bro.
We have Azerio Bay with the $5. If Atrox is in it, tell him Thale said he want all the smoke, fuck nigga. 007 with the $2. Thank you. Do you guys think Halo will be rated M or teen?
You see, that's a good question. Halo 5 was moved to being a rated T game, probably to get a wider audience. And to be honest, it wasn't really much of a difference. The most difference I saw was maybe a tad bit less blood, like blue blood, but mainly like the swearing was gone. You know, like when you booted up Halo 2, you see Sergeant Johnson like yelling motherfucker right off the bat. That's actually a funny story how I got my first Halo game, because I didn't realize rated M when I was like 8 years old. But I don't know what they're going to do. Either way, I think it'll be fine if it's rated T, but a rated M would probably mean it's more mature, though, and more darker themes.
They might as well make it rated M. The biggest games in the world is all rated M. Grand Theft Auto, Last of Us 2. Come on, man. Like Last of Us 2 is one of the most violent games I've ever played in my life. Witcher, right?
Red Dead.
Come on, man. Might as well make it. But yeah, man. So Halo is in the news. Y'all, listen, it is June 24th. It should be close to when Microsoft announced this show next month, man. You know, so.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, though, rumor is Halo Infinite's online is going to be free, right? They probably want as many people as possible to get into, you know, like Fortnite, so that might motivate them to go to rated T. I don't know.
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe. I think that'd be a smart move.
It might be free. That shit scares me because those free-to-play games be looking like dog shit.
No, man.
I'm not worried about that.
They might have a lot of fans, but that doesn't mean it looks good.
I mean, it might be dog shit, but I think Halo's in a unique position. When you think of free-to-play games, actually, you have Apex Legends, you have Fortnite, you have even Call of Duty Warzone. That doesn't look like shit. But those are all essentially one-mode games, right? Halo could really take center stage. It could be the first online game that's fully, you know, functional. It can have a multitude of modes. It could feel like a full experience. And if you are the first free-to-play game out there like that, or one of the first free-to-play games out there like that, I think that can give you a huge advantage out there in the market. And personally, I'm in the belief, I don't think Halo is going to come out every 3 years anymore. I think they're going to be taking longer dev cycles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, I think that's an advantage of Microsoft having more studios to where, you know, they have more. Yeah, they can spend. Because listen, time. I believe it was In Exile, like the guy that the head guy at In Exile, but he might have said this in a recent interview I saw on IGN. Could be mistaken, but I think it was him. I can't think of his name. He said, "Time is one of the most important things when it comes to game development." And if you look at Rockstar, they take their sweet ass time, and their games are usually masterpieces. Naughty Dog, they kind of take their time, and their games are usually pretty good or damn near masterpieces. So time is really important. If you look at Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty, they have multiple teams. Their annual franchises. Well, I know like Assassin's Creed hasn't been annual lately, but Call of Duty had like 3 separate teams, so they can take their time with their games. I'm not saying their games are phenomenal, but time is very important. You know, like for these games. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on. Is there some type of win?
One more thing, though, Dirt. If Halo goes straight up like Fortnite, like basically everything in the multiplayer is free, you just buy the game to get the campaign, basically.
Yeah, basically what they're going to do is what Warzone does. Wait, what you said it's going to blow?
That's going to blow up.
Oh, it can blow up, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Biggest multiplayer ever, probably.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's what Microsoft's planning to do, because Halo, to be honest, if the games are quality, right, Devin? I love Halo, you know that. But they need to do something drastic to get the audience back. Because it's hard to compete against a Call of Duty, Fortnite, and all that as is. But the fact that Fortnite and even Call of Duty has free-to-play elements now, Fortnite being all free-to-play, basically, it's even tougher. So I think Halo and even Gears is going to have to take that step to compete. And honestly, I think they can pull it off as long as they put their full resources behind it. As long as it was like the $60 experience of the multiplayer, just now free, and they have, I don't know, something called Spartan Pass, you know, like their version of a season pass. Oh, I really do think it could work. I really do think it can work.
Bro. Halo and Gears for free on multiplayer, bro. That'd be
Hey, your 007 said, is somebody staying in the wind? Is that you, Sue? You outside, bro?
That's me, bro. I was walking.
Oh, okay. Okay, so if you
ain't
talking,
spreading the Xbox propaganda out in the streets.
All right, yo, let's talk about something that I saw recently on Twitter. I don't know how true it is, but whatever. So apparently, some fans petitioned to change the story in The Last of Us 2.
Oh,
Did you guys see that?
That's the craziest thing I think I didn't ever. That's the craziest thing I think I didn't ever fucking heard.
No, I've heard it before. People had a petition for Game of Thrones.
Hey man, this is listen.
Read the books for Game of Thrones.
We don't talk about that here.
The book doesn't have an ending. The book has an ending.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. You know, like I said, that's the I can understand like the Sonic movie. It wasn't released yet. It was petitions to get Sonic changed. I can understand that, but this game didn't release, and you didn't play these 30 hours. And now you want them to change the story.
Oh, I think it did it too. What's it called? Mass Effect 3. They had a petition, and then they came out with like a new version with another option, but it all ended up being the same anyway. So it's kind of like a thumb in the face, like we added something, but you're still gonna get the ending we gave you.
Geekhead 188 with the 199 free multiplayer with Lockhart. Oh, it will blow up.
You damn right it will. You damn right it will.
I mean, you don't even need a Lockhart though. You can buy it or download on your Xbox One.
Right? Yeah, because it's a cross-gen title.
But what he's saying is, let's say somebody buys a Lockhart.
Oh yes,
yeah.
As a bonus, it's for free. People who already have the X, you're going to pay for it.
And do you know what another advantage what Devin kind of brought up? So you download Halo Infinite online, right? I highly doubt they let you just download the online by itself. They're probably going to make you download a huge file that includes more or less the campaign, right? So let's say you're on the main menu, you see multiplayer, dirt, or whatever, but then on the left and right, you see campaign, firefight, other modes you would have to pay for, right? Instead of paying $60 or even if it's on a sale, it could just say right there, for $1, access the rest of the game via Game Pass Ultimate.
Damn, that's
because that's how Call of Duty is. You have you download the whole fucking game, but you can only play Warzone.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you spend that whatever amount Call of Duty you unlock it. Yep. Instantly.
And just think about that. You're absolutely right. So you like they say, just for $1 of Game Pass, you can unlock the whole game, and people do it. And they're in the ecosystem. You know what I'm saying? Just that simple. You're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right.
And we have Nuisance with the 199. What's good, panel? Anybody want to go golfing?
Oh, damn, Nuisance.
Thank you for the 199.
Oh shit.
Hey, thanks, bro. But yeah, back to this whole thing.
So yeah, friends on Game Pass.
People saying they're doing a petition to change the story. Now, obviously, it's not going to work. But that goes to show you that, listen, I don't care what any diehard PlayStation fan has to say. I will say this. I'm not going to spoil anything. The game is good. The game is damn, like the graphics amazing. The gameplay, I love the gameplay. I love the brutality of the game. I love the game, except for some things in the story I just did not like, man. Neff hasn't finished it. There's some people haven't finished. There's some things I just did not like in that story. And I have a review. Check it out on my channel if you don't care about the spoilers. But there's some things like I said this on the show last Monday. Just imagine the movie. You love this movie. The movie's great. Then the ending is shit, and it pisses you off. I don't know if you guys seen a movie like that. The movie was good, but then the ending is so bad it makes you not really care for the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have had the movie. It was Stephen King's The Mist. Movie was awesome.
The one where they was in the grocery store. Oh, The Mist. Oh no, I was thinking about The Fall. Okay.
Yeah.
No. The Mist. Fucking awesome movie all the way to the end, and the shit.
You talking about when the army comes at the end?
Yes. After
it's a dark ending. It's awesome.
No. After he kills his son.
Yeah, I know, but that's such a dark ending.
Bro, it is a dark ending, but it pissed me off. So
that's called The Mist. I thought it was called The Fall. But that was The Mist.
I think that's what made that movie ingenious. Personally,
it was
it was fucked up. What happened?
That was like one of the most fucked up endings I've ever seen.
Actually, Stephen King. Yeah, it wasn't even the original ending. Stephen King went out and said like that was a better ending than what he did.
Damn.
Yeah, but that pissed me off at the end. That was one.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks what happened,
too.
but like, I just thought it was like a dark and twisted ending.
Yeah. But
and then, just like Dirt was saying before, there's the opposite. When you said Sixth Sense was just an okay movie, but the ending made
you think your shit was dope. Now, if you watch that shit was boring as hell. Like, that shit boring. Then but the ending, like, oh my god, that blew me away. So, but with The Last of Us, it isn't just the ending. It's something that happened in the game. A few different things that happened in the game that made me like, what the fuck? You know, I just think some of the decisions. Now, this is just my opinion. Yeah, some of the decisions they made, I'm a little baffled by. Like, huh? You know, so yeah, I ain't gonna say nothing. All right, but yeah, so they're trying to change the story, which I guarantee they will not succeed at. But I think it's funny. All right, y'all. So what time is it?
Yeah, I agree with Bunny, though.
That was the game.
That's probably the stupidest fucking thing I've heard. I agree with Bunny. Like, how are you gonna make a petition to change a game that's already released?
Right.
That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
Well, what are they going to do? Do a free update or something and cut out all?
Yeah, they're gonna cut out the whole game and put it in.
Wait a minute.
They've done it before. They've done it
wait
before.
a minute. What they might do is the remastered version of the game do the change then and make everybody repurchase it again.
Oh, dirty! Hey, I can see that happening too.
But shit, what you call it? Final Fantasy 15. They went and remade it, and like people were like, okay, I like it now. Like this shit was weird.
You think the multiplayer is going to be $40? Pay again.
Oh man! To get the real ending.
Hey yo, 007. It wasn't trash, bro. I'm gonna be honest. No, I'm honest. It wasn't trash. It was just some of the decisions they made I really couldn't rock with. Now, part 1 was one of my most favorite games of all time, but they dropped the ball with some of the things they did. But the game wasn't. I can't call a game like that trash.
And shit like
Can
that.
I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you give too much credit over the graphics? Like, if the graphics weren't as good as they are in the game, would you still give it the same score? Like, if they were like, I would say like a Rise level.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. See, okay, listen, it's more than just the graphics with the game. It's the voice acting, it's the realism, it's the animations. I
get it from your standpoint, but I feel like a lot of people just give a perfect score. Like, a lot of people just rate it off the graphics alone. So I'm saying, like, if the graphics weren't as,
I don't know. Like, that doesn't help. That didn't help the Order 1886 or anything.
Sure didn't. It didn't have Rise either.
Maybe, but
and two. I think, well, no, what was going on with Death Stranding is that that was straight console war stuff. Death Stranding is toilet water. I don't give a fuck what nobody says.
Yeah, but that was Kojima stand. That was different.
Yeah, that was Kojima stand. And there's some people too that, you know, just because of, at least on PlayStation, they gonna cap.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
There's people out there that just cap for nothing but like the best graphics.
Well, I was talking about like the reviews or whatever, right? Like a lot of reviewers are literally Kojima stands. Like, look at Jeff Keighley, like that motherfucker right there.
Yeah, I mean, I think what it is too is that it's not just the graphics. It's something that we was talking about this before the show. It's the atmospherics, like the way that the level and detail in this game. It gives you like a dystopian, lost, creepy feel. You know what I'm saying? And and because of the level of detail in the game is amazing, that it helps with the atmospherics. And I haven't felt that much towards the atmospherics since BioShock. You know what I'm saying? Where BioShock was like creepy and it was telling you the story and how everything looked. So you got to take your hats off to them. Now, I'm only like a fifth of the way through the game. So I see parts to where the gameplay elements can get better, and I can't judge that right now. But what I can say is that they do deserve all the credit they get for the fidelity, because they did an amazing job. So that shouldn't be taken away from them.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I mean, I agree with you.
Would you call this your favorite Sony game of the generation?
I say it's the best looking game. I don't know. It is. I have to play through the other 4/5 of it, but I think it's the best looking game on the console.
My personal favorite for Sony is still Uncharted 4. Like that.
But you got to play this game. You got to play it. You got to play this game. I'm telling you.
I play it. I'm only a couple hours in. Like as far as yeah, I'm only a couple hours in the game, but like so far, yeah, Uncharted 4 is my favorite that I've played.
Yeah. See, I gave it an 8 out of 10. Like I said, yes, the graphics is amazing. Like Moss is right about like what he's saying about the game. It is it's like the game could have been like a 10 for me if some of the decisions
is the game a letdown to you?
Seth has a point in
that's a good question. It wasn't a letdown. Okay, I'm going to say a slight letdown because of part 1 was one of my favorite games of all time. I believe this game, yeah, the some of the decisions they made let me down. Yeah, definitely.
Was it the tier of Game of Thrones season 8?
I don't watch that.
Man, it was devastating, bro. This whole game is fucking devastating as far as story points go.
I felt a lot of things they did was unnecessary. It was unnecessary. It didn't need to be done. Unnecessary. That's the word I'm going to use. Unnecessary.
I will say this. I do see. I'm not a story guy. I appreciate the atmospherics. I think things are done for the sake of shock factor, but I think what they're trying to do is they're sacrificing too many pillars to get you that shock factor. And I'm hoping.
You know what? What you call it? What is it? What do they call it? The subvert your expectations. That's fucked up. A lot of fucking franchises trying to subvert expectations, trying to be the super. I didn't expect this type of shit because the Game of Thrones put it off for so many years. Now everybody's trying to do it, and not everybody wants that. Not everybody wants to be disappointed.
I do. It doesn't work everywhere. It doesn't work everywhere. Like Star Wars, right? With Rian Johnson, The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I believed it worked fucking terribly with that. Like I don't think Rian Johnson's right for that franchise, in my personal opinion.
Yeah. But the one thing I have to question about the whole thing with this is like Sony coming out saying they're trying to protect the children with, censoring some things in some games that are M-rated. Right. But then they allowed The Last of Us 2 to come out M-rated, not even M-rated, not even, beyond the M rating. Isn't that kind of like contradicting themselves?
Of course.
Yeah.
In a sense,
this game is quite violent.
Yeah, it's definitely violent.
I mean, I said, they did it with M-rated games. They said they were protecting children with doing stuff to M-rated games, but their own studio produced this game. Like I've watched some gameplay of it, and the violence in it is like gratuitous violence, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I mean,
a lot of reviewers said that too. They said the game was too violent.
I mean, so which message is Sony trying to push here?
I don't know.
I think that they made the game. They tried so hard to make you feel like shit to the point where people just don't like the game.
I would say this, and this isn't a spoiler because everybody already know. They never explained why she was so fucking buff. Like, I understand. Like,
she was bench pressing golf carts.
Yeah, well, the thing is, she was she mentioned she mentioned training a few times in the story, but this woman was so. I saw the woman they scanned for Abby's body.
Is that true? Because I thought that was just
no, it's real.
No, it was a bodybuilder. But the point is, it was unnecessary. Now this might be nitpicking, but she didn't have to be that buff. It has nothing to do with the story. She's just buff as hell for what?
Maybe they were doing genetic testing on something.
I can't answer that without spoiling it for the chat, but maybe she got buff because of what happened, and she was so set on vengeance that she put it towards working out and training. There's even a scene where she's talking to her boyfriend and says, "I don't want to miss training." She chose training over being down there in an aquarium.
Okay, but I still didn't think they explained that enough. That's why I thought they should have said it like, okay, if that was the case, what you're saying, she was set on revenge, right? So, okay, explain that a little bit. Like, why are you training? Why are you training so much? What did I have to do?
Some people. Yeah, go ahead, Moss.
I was going to say, I think that the theory you got to understand, and again, right or wrong, your homie likes to put his I don't want to say his own beliefs in it. Why are you questioning that? Why can't a woman just be buff? I think that's what he's trying. I think that's what he's trying to do again.
Because for women to be that buff, she has to go out of her way for a reason.
Like, or does there have to be a reason? It's her body. You know what I mean?
You're a post-apocalyptic world. There's not enough GNCs and protein powder.
Well, why do you need GNC? You're trying to say that it's not natural? You're trying to say it's not natural, Tsunami?
Did you take a protein powder?
That's the angle that I think he comes from.
Well, think about it. Think about it this way. Like, how many revenge stories have you seen where, like, they just start hitting the gym and shit? I think she was so angry. She's so into her mission that all she did was exercise. All she did was work out. All she did was get ready to fucking complete her mission.
But here's the thing. But if you want to kill, wait. If you're gonna do that, you go to the range. You don't get buff. You get your aim right.
And she's a sharpshooter. She's a sharpshooter.
You don't need to be strong.
But hold on, you need to be strong to survive out in the zombie world. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Or at least
Ellie's a killer. She is not buff.
Okay, she's also like more of an assassin type character. This character wants to feel powerful, and her exercising and getting muscles makes her feel powerful.
The one scene where Ellie is restrained and something happens.
Exactly.
That wouldn't have happened to that motherfucker. That motherfucker, she'd have bit off the head.
Punch my head off. Like, goddamn.
But I understand what Dirt is saying. They could have at least done like a flashback showing something, right, Dirt? Is that what you're saying?
Well, they show a lot of them flashbacks, but
I'm saying they could have shown
like a time when a time of her being weak, and then she said, "I'm not gonna be weak anymore, so I'm gonna train."
R&B,
like maybe
she wasn't as buff.
R&B, absolutely right. They never explained. Like, I understand where Nethus is coming from and what he's saying, but to me, they never really explained it.
We have the $5 from R&B the Third. Nowhere in that game explains why she's the buffest dude.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, Neil Druckmann has made it very clear outside of game development, various speeches, that he's trying to blur the lines. He feels like he's knocking down walls, right or wrong. And you shouldn't question that stuff. It's a human and it's a body, and whatever she wants to do with it, you shouldn't have questions about it.
Neil Druckmann a whole weirdo.
Yeah, but if she was a male, would we have really questioned that? Like, that is a genuine question. Exactly. That's a bias within you then.
You've seen buff dudes walking around. You ain't. I mean, you rarely see.
But that's a bias in you then. This is based off a real person.
Yeah, here's the thing.
Bodybuilder though.
Here's the thing, guys.
It takes work to be a bodybuilder. Like,
okay, you think she wasn't training for like 9 years or 3 years?
But guys, here's the thing: if you're gonna do
all this, Rocky ain't even get that buff. Rocky at least had a neck.
Okay, if you're gonna do all this type of shit in games to like try to blur the lines, can we get a fat heroine or hero? How many fucking, can we get you want to blur the lines? Let's put some fat bitches up in here as fucking heroes and shit.
That's why they
You gotta talk to your homie Neil. You gotta talk to your homie Neil.
That's what I'm saying.
There are no fat people in this game.
You know what? There is no fat people in this game.
You want representation? I want my damn representation. Where's the fat black
Hold on. Wait, it is post. Hold on, it is post-apocalyptic, so they ain't got that much food. You know what I'm saying? So that makes.
But no, you gotta explain that. You gotta explain that.
She the food. She has to make and work out. You need food, right?
Okay, but what I'm saying is, you want to do representation, and you're saying more representation is needed in games. Damn it, give me my fat black chick. Or a fat chicken. Wait a minute. First, we gotta get to the point of you putting a fat person in the game. That's a main character.
Thyroid conditions.
And what's the broad name of Bleeding Edge? Tsunami. Butterscotch.
Oh yeah,
Buttercup.
Buttercup. Yeah, she thick,
Hey, what about that fat dude in Final
Xbox?
Fantasy VII? Is his name Benji? Whatever the fuck his name is.
Biggs. No, not Biggs.
Biggie?
I forgot.
I don't know, he's a bitch.
I forgot.
Yeah.
And he's a throwaway character that died in like 10 minutes in the real game.
God damn.
Hey, y'all, this is a good topic. So at the end of the day, man,
Majin Buu was a good character.
Who?
Majin Buu, Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, at the end of the day, I'm going to say this. I like the game, but I'm just say I like the game.
There was some missed opportunities. There
was a lot of things. Like the game itself, the gameplay, like I said, the gameplay, the violence, the voice acting, the graphics is great. It's just they just made some decisions I just couldn't rock with. And
it's kind of like the opposite of the first one. The first one, the controller's a little bit clunky, but the story was awesome. People
amazing.
Tsunami, I do agree. Even though you ain't played the game yet, motherfucker, I agree with you on that. You hit the nail right on the head with that one. I can't rock with the first one. I can't because the gameplay was too fucking clunky. This one, that's why I like it, even though it's kind of slow. That's why I don't give a fuck about the story. Looks good. It plays well. I'm excited and I'm waiting for the action to come. But you hit it right on the nail.
I feel like they scrapped their memories from the entire first game. That's how the second game plays out. Like
you think they retconning everything?
As far as characters, like they just forgot who they are. It's brand new.
Deus Ex Machina.
All right, man.
They had the Men in Black light and they fucking flashed them real quick. What's your name?
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and move on. So let's go ahead. Hold on. It's about that time. We got a few of them tonight, not too many. What's the banners? Damn, nephew, typing your ass off, man.
Oh yeah. I got a letter from the government.
The other day, I opened the Reddit and said it was suckers.
There, I was uploading another video.
Hey, Moss, you old as hell, man.
Ain't I? I'm older than most.
I'm actually older than you, but don't tell nobody.
Oh man!
All right, so it's time for Do You Give a Shit, and we got a couple of topics about Do You Give a Shit. First off, did you guys see the Avenger trailer today?
No. Don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm going to be honest with you guys. That shit didn't look that great.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Great. I put up on Twitter. I got $10 riding on that game. Is a shit show. Anybody want to take bets?
I like Crystal Dynamics. I love Tomb Raider and all that, but that shit doesn't look that great, man. I was kind of like, I just lost interest. It was like maybe 10, 15 miles. It looks okay. I'm going to get it, but it didn't look that great. So like, y'all even give a shit to even watch it, huh?
How's that work?
Echelon, you wild.
We had like 50 patients scheduled today. I wasn't thinking about a damn thing but getting the hell out of there.
I know that's right, baby. All right, so next thing is
bro, this comment though, Echelon.
What is that? Kojima.
And then we had 188 with the 199. Avengers will be the anthem of the year.
Oh man, I hope not.
Probably, bro.
I seen that coming a mile away, bro.
It just doesn't. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look that great. Like an Avenger game that they've been making for 5 years. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't that one multiplayer?
Co-op.
I mean, it's not Marvel Alliance. That's for sure.
Yeah. So Van City said it looks better to him. So that's cool. I mean, we all got different opinions. I thought it looked okay. So next thing up, Bloober Team makes public that they, they are looking into potential mergers and acquisitions. If you don't know who Bloober Team is, they made Blair Witch. They made the upcoming Xbox Series S exclusive, The Medium, and they made some other games. So they want to be acquired. They're trying to get acquired. And they said there's six the companies that's interested, like 3 in America, one in Poland, and some other shit like that. I guess Microsoft is one of those teams that's interested. Maybe. What do you guys think? Do you guys give a shit about Bloober Team wanting to be acquired, and would they fit with Microsoft's first party if they're one of the, if Microsoft gets them?
I say yes and yes, and it would make sense. They've already made a timed exclusive in Blair Witch, and now they're making an exclusive for the new Microsoft console. So it seems like they would fit right in doing what they're doing already. Besides, like the timed exclusive just being full exclusive.
Yeah. I mean, like I mentioned last Monday, Devin, I think that it's like people say they're another small team. Xbox doesn't need any more small teams, and like I mentioned, these teams need to be nurtured. They can start off small. They keep on adding people like
Ninja Theory.
Ninja Theory has way more people. In Exile, the Initiative. So like we think about like a team like Naughty Dog, they weren't amazing at first. You know what I'm saying? They over the years they invested, they got new talent, they evolved. So if they got Bloober Team now, they're small. I don't know how many employees they have now, but they're a small team, but they have potential. And it would be nice to see Xbox have a first party team that specializes in horror games. That's
the Medium game looks great to me. I'm anticipating, so I think it would be a great acquisition.
Yeah. So like, what do you guys think? Do like you other guys give a shit?
Who you say? Ovaltine?
The only thing that'd be funny is if Sony swoops in and acquire them first. I mean, if they're hunting to be acquired, Sony could swoop in and have them first.
But who you say Burberry? Who
I wouldn't even really be mad.
Hey, Moss, you gotta show some respect, sir. So the games they made, damn, yeah. So they got 30 employees. They got 30 employees. No. Now I was looking at their first few games. I'm going to ignore those. Let me see something I heard of. Layers of Fear. I heard Layers of Fear was pretty good. I never played those games.
The first one was good. The second one was dark shit.
Yeah. They made the game Observer. I think that's about to do. That's like a remake. It's a remake of that game. Blair Witch the Medium. So
they won.
Yeah. So they're a small team. So we'll see what happens. Anyway,
it looks like it's building up to that, though. By the way, Dirt, with the Observer remake coming to Game Pass Day 1, it looks like it's just leading up to a type of acquisition.
Yeah. All right, so next up is so I don't know if y'all been seeing this shit going on with IGN this week.
Yeah.
What's been going on? So Mitch Dyer has been. I don't know, but all I know, I ignore everything else, but I saw the one thing that looked like he confirmed media bias. That's the only thing I looked at. That was the only thing that caught my damn attention. He said they forced... Huh?
I didn't see what he said.
He said they forced... He's talking about IGN. He said they forced an unproven claim onto... with my name... Well, they forced an unproven claim with my name on it against my will to protect their relationship with Sony. Is that confirming media bias, man?
So media bias
yes and no. Okay, this is why it confirms. Media bias, sure. Are they out to shit on Xbox? Yeah, because Xbox is dead last. They were the loser in the beginning of the generation. Let's be honest.
Well, they helped it, though.
So they're the punching bag. They were the punching bag, and they're going to keep punching the punching bag. No, started being cool with Xbox when Xbox started, being trying to be all buddy with the media, and really when Google Stadia hit the stage. Google Stadia is that new punching bag, and I think Moss can more or less get the gist of what I'm trying to say.
Right. Yeah.
But wait. Mitch Dyer hasn't worked for IGN in years, right?
Yeah, but he's talking about what happened.
But he was around during the time when IGN was shitting on them all the time.
No, but I'm saying, like, at the beginning of the generation, they were doing that before Xbox was, dog shit, quote unquote.
No,
like,
I mean, Xbox has been dog shit and has had a bad name since Xbox One came out.
No, but I'm
that
saying,
whole DRM really started it.
No, but I'm saying they helped that narrative. Like, IGN was a big part of that narrative.
So but that's what I'm saying. When the DRM came out, what was the talk? What was the talk when the whole DRM scandal came out?
I know, but this is Xbox's dog shit. This is them leading that path.
I think
that's what I'm trying to explain to you is when Microsoft came out and the whole DRM story came out, Microsoft became a huge target, right, Tsunami? So IGN took that and they kept running with it. That's what I'm trying to explain.
Well, I think what Tsunami's trying to say, which I lay some credence to. I know this is like bizarre world. I'm agreeing with Tsunami, but I think what Tsunami's trying to say is that IGN took the whole Xbox's dog shit or the DRM thing and they helped blow it up to what it was.
Right.
And I've seen some of that because, like I said, at the beginning of 2013, like that IGN and them other game influences, like people were saying that Xbox didn't have a marketable thing and all the news outlets were making PlayStation 4 look better. So the people at GameStop were telling me they were told to tell consumers when asked, do you want an Xbox or a PlayStation? They were told if you like the way if you play multi-plats, if you play Call of Duty or whatever, or Witcher, get a PlayStation 3. But if you want to wait until Halo eventually comes out, then yeah, get an Xbox. That's what they were being told. And they said that was being driven from the news story. So I agree with both of you guys. I agree with both of you.
Well, I mean, I think like when Xbox One came out, it was just a punching bag. What did you say?
I think he got fired for like sexual misconduct and something like some sexual scandal, and they fired him. I don't know if it was a proven thing, but like they fired him. So this might be his little get back too. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this is the whole get back week. It seems like everybody's coming out from everywhere, right?
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so it was a trend. It's like a new trend. Like somebody came out, so somebody else came out, and then somebody else came out. And I think that's what's really happening right now. But what I'm just trying to say is, Dirt, you saw the reveal of the Xbox One. You know people started shitting on Microsoft before the console even came out, right?
Oh,
you remember
my God.
that?
Yes.
So all I'm saying is IGN took that hate, and so did all the media, and they just kept running with it. Anything negative, they're going to blow out of proportion. Xbox is 720p on the new Call of Duty. The PlayStation version looks better, but both of them were 720p.
Right.
Both of them were 720p. But did they care? No, because it made Xbox look like shit. So it wasn't even about... I'm talking before Xbox had no games. Even before all that shit, they were shitting on Xbox, not because they hated Xbox or anything, but they were a punching bag and easy clicks. That's why. They were feeding off the drama.
Absolutely, man. Look, I always tell you guys like the story.
It's like Digital Foundry, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Digital Foundry made their name off this shit.
Yeah, man. Absolutely they did. Because, like, I always tell you guys the story about how I found this community. I always tell you guys the story, but it really, like, applies here. I was kind of upset with the whole DRM thing, but I still was like, damn, I still like Xbox. I was looking on YouTube, man. Everybody was blasting Xbox except for one nigga, and y'all know who that is. And I said, "Oh, this one dude that's positive by Xbox. Let me follow this dude."
J-Dub City 16.
Nah, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Winnie the Pooh with dreads. I said, "Oh shit!" I said, "This next gen 720." He was the only guy I found that was positive about Xbox at the time. Now, this might have been it was before the Xbox One release, but after E3. Yeah. And I said, damn, it was so much hate, it was ridiculous. I was like, wow. And so I remember, you're right, it was getting so much hate.
I remember when there was several podcasts that I listened to, and I participated in heavy, and I had to drop them because they were saying stupid shit like, yeah, the remaster of Flower shows you that the PlayStation 4 is the best superior machine because it's at 60 frames per second. And I said, really? Rose petals flying through the air at 60 frames? That's 60 frames per second. It's going to be on every game. And I said, oh, my God. It existed. But here's the thing. It always existed. You have people that argue, oh, no, media bias. The media was on Xbox's favor, and I tell you not, because I used to write for a publication. It was a dog shit publication, but I wrote for them nonetheless. And I will tell you, watching all these shows, being in all these forums, people were rallying PlayStation. Come on, y'all, buy PlayStation 3. Give it a chance, please. The tech under the hood is so wonderful. They were until they couldn't rally no more. When the hack happened, then that's when the motherfuckers gave up. They said, "Fuck it, you know what? We can't defend this shit no more." Yeah. So no, it was a different atmosphere. They were rallying for the PlayStation when the PlayStation was down, but as soon as the Xbox was down at the beginning of this generation, they was kicking them. They were kicking them off.
Stumping them while they was down. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the reason I wanted to make that clear is because I don't want Xbox fans to lash on like, look, media bias is real, and sure it is real, but it's not the way a lot of you are making it out to be. A lot of people have the idea of IGN, GameSpot, all these media outlets are out to kill Xbox because it's Microsoft. They hate them, but that's not necessarily true. Are there PlayStation fanboys in the media, like a Jeff Keighley or whatever? Absolutely, like what Moss was just alluding to. But there are still people, you know, maybe like a Ryan McCaffrey who likes Xbox, who would push Xbox, and even in the 360, it had good press when Halo came out, when Gears came out and all that. But the reason the Xbox One got shitted on so much is because everything surrounding it was negative press, and it was just easy clicks. Look at how much they're shitting on Stadia. Look at how much fake news is about Stadia. It's easy clicks.
Listen to what he said, though. He said they hid behind his name to maintain a good relationship with Sony. That means they're okay with pissing off Xbox. They're okay with pissing off Stadia. They don't
exactly, because Sony's in the lead. So the PlayStation 4 was clearly in the lead. They don't want to fuck with that relationship.
If you're favoring one brand but don't give a fuck about anybody else, then of course you're going to skew that way, regardless of you know.
Well, I'm just saying, Tsunami. Like, let's say Xbox had the lead this gen, right? Let's say the Xbox One was in the lead.
Fuck Xbox. No. Say fuck Xbox. They're saying we're not going to talk shit about Sony, even they never said anything bad about Xbox. Just they didn't say anything about Xbox. They're saying
because Sony has the mind share and all that. But like, if Xbox had the mind share, I wouldn't be surprised if it said we don't want to fuck up our relationship with Microsoft.
But you hear what Maul said. When PlayStation was down, they were still rallying for them.
Yeah, because there's PlayStation fanboys in the media, of course. Like look at Jeff Keighley. He will never shit on Sony. He won't do it.
Yes. But what I'm saying is, they're afraid of Sony. That's the difference. Having a preference and being afraid
they're not
of
afraid of Microsoft. Yeah,
you can be.
And that's Microsoft's fault there. But yeah, they are afraid of Sony. Absolutely.
Yeah. Because you're gonna have these ties to them, so you don't want to piss them off by not giving them a 10. Like, I don't know.
And this is where I agree with both of you again. Tsunami is right. He's bringing up a good point where they're afraid of Sony. So even when Sony's bad, they're not going to hop on them like how they did in Xbox. They're going to, come on, Sony, you can do it. Come on, man. But at the same token, even though they did that to Xbox last generation, Xbox didn't give a fuck. They was just still stomping and romping. They was kicking ass and taking names later. And to Nethal's point, it's Xbox's fault this generation that they let them disrespect them this gen. The way
Sony has never had a problem with cutting someone off the leash. They do it all the time. You know how many bridges Sony has burnt, especially in the PS3 generation? Remember that dude that used to market the PS3 who would come on the commercial? He looked like he was a corporate off. They burnt that bridge completely with that motherfucker, and they don't care. But Microsoft, you saw how soft they are. You saw what the fuck happened. Well, maybe not during the 360 gen, but ever since Satya Nadella came in, they became soft. We can't deny that.
Well, they're not in a position. You can't be cutting people off in the last place. Like, you need as many ties as you can.
Bro, I think if Sony was in second or last place, they'd still be doing it. Look at the PS3. They didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, they ain't care, bro.
But they weren't really in last place. They were neck and neck. It's not like they were.
Yeah, they were bleeding money in the beginning, though. Like, I'm talking about the PS3 was fucked up.
Oh man, that PS3 was terrible, bro.
They were losing in software bad. They were still losing in software bad.
Well, but think about it. If you're getting $100 down of a console, I think what was it?
Every console sold. Every console sold. Yeah,
they were taking a loss of over $100.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
even Aaron Greenberg tweeted out, "You have no idea how much Sony is bleeding." That's back when you used to talk shit.
Is there a slant towards Sony? Yes, but did it affect the 360 era? No. Microsoft, they ain't give a fuck. Even after the red rings of death. So
they still
they still was riding it out. They still wrote it out and they killed it.
Yeah, and here's the thing: with Sony, you would see a correction article almost immediately if news came out. Look at what's happening with Naughty Dog and stuff like that. With Microsoft, man, they don't give a fuck if there's an update.
Dude, oh my.
Yeah, like even when they do something when they do something that's not popular to Sony fans, like they're like, well, you have to understand this is why we did it. Like they have to preface their statements. Where Xbox is just like, yeah, this is what it is.
Look, Tsunami, it's so skewed. I remember when Dead Rising 4 came out. That was a newer one. Dead Rising 4.
Yeah.
A zombie, made a zombie noise. He grunted or whatever, and it sounded like he almost said, I guess, the N-word. That's what somebody said.
Yeah,
they had to do a whole apology for that. Even though it was like a fucking grunt, and clearly it wasn't that.
Yeah.
But did it have 3D audio?
3D audio racism. Yeah, that's what it was.
Hey, I say it all the time. Like when I wake up in the morning, I'm like,
nigga. Yeah. But interesting nonetheless. I remember covering that shit. I was covering that shit hard. I was like, these motherfuckers is really crying for people to buy a PlayStation. Please try PlayStation, please.
Hey, let me tell you something. It was, man, this generation been so difficult. Now, I'm a guy that used to just go into a game. So I like my boy Rulio. Like, like my boy Rulio. He was a manager at the game. So even like before he hired me as like a part-time guy, I used to just go in there and talk to him, like talk games. I love to talk games always, right? And this was during the 360 generation. But this generation, bro, I remember going into a GameStop. Just going in there, just see this is about 2015 or something around there. I go in there, I go to the PlayStation section, just looking, over there. And the manager, I think he was a manager. He come up to me like, "Hey man, so what's going on? You looking for a PlayStation game?" I was like, I'm just looking. Man, whatever you do, don't get no Xbox.
Bro, yeah.
Like
bro.
real, it was that bad. This might have been 2014. Yeah, I was like, what? I was like, no, I actually prefer Xbox. He was like, what? You prefer Xbox? I mean, Xbox is so trash.
I went into the store where I had my connection at, right?
Yeah.
When I went to go get my ex, he wasn't there. He was working at another store, and I was like, damn. So I had to deal with the people were so mad that people were trying to reserve the X when the pre-orders came out. The dude literally yelled out, "I don't get it. What's so special about Xbox?" I mean, dude was hot.
Yeah, man. It was rough, bro. It was rough. Yeah, it was rough. Now, that's funny.
Hilarious. Yeah. Is there a clip of that?
I should have clipped it.
Hey, people, bro, it's gotten a little better, going through the generation, but it was pretty bad. I mean, it's like me. I don't know if you guys saw like last Father's Day, my wife and them bought me this big Xbox controller that I can like hang on the wall. Yeah. So I put it on Facebook, some other social media, and I had some guys like, Xbox dirt, really? I was like, man, fuck you, It was like Xbox dirt, really? Let me show you the
your ass.
Yeah. and like these are some guys that I was friends with in high school. Yeah. We don't really see each other no more, but we friends on Facebook. Like, really, dirt, like Xbox? You an Xbox fan? Yeah. I was like, yeah. Oh man, Xbox for kids. I'm like, what? Y'all hear me show you. Hold on.
It's there, but that's why I be on Phil's case, because the old Xbox, they didn't care, man. They said, y'all can hate us, we don't give a fuck. We're gonna curb stomp anybody that get it.
That's what fucking generation though. We got a system for you. It's called Xbox 60. All that, not giving a fuck. That's what fucked them up.
Yeah. So
they thought they could do all that shit because they didn't give a fuck.
See, I'm gonna see. You know what? Donnie D was. I preferred his methodology. I like the tech that Phil wants to invent, but I like Donnie D's methodology. But Donnie D really wasn't the man. It was the people before him, the Peter Moores and
hell yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
those bro.
Like I did my research about Donnie D. The things that Donnie D did for Xbox was this: Connect. He was the one that got those deals as far as the 30 days, exclusive DLC for Call of Duty. That was him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that was all him. And so I don't know why Z and them be praising him, man. I do.
I mean, I think it's because he had more of a competitive spirit, which would have helped Xbox a little bit. If you had that competitive spirit and the tech they wanted to implement, I think Xbox would have been better off. But Donnie D wasn't the man. It was the Phil Spencers and the Jack, whatever the dude's names was. You know what I'm saying? It was them motherfuckers that was doing the damn thing.
Yeah, it was. Because I always say, man, all of the games that like 2007 was such a great year. BioShock, Halo 3, some other games came out that year. Bro, Donnie D got hired in 2007. So people like, Donnie D did so much for Xbox. Man, them games were signed before they were being developed before he even got there. That nigga was still with EA where he didn't believe in Xbox. If you like remember what Seamus Blackley said when he came with the EA, like, nah, this shit ain't gonna work. He's like, this shit ain't gonna work. You know, so anyway. And like I always say, man, look at E3 2010 to 2012, and you will see how trash Donnie D years was, because that shit was terrible, man. Connectamos, yeah, Usher dancing on stage and all that bullshit. Yeah, okay. You can say you want about Phil saying like the best lineup ever, but he ain't had Usher shaking his ass on stage. I know that. Shit. All right, y'all, it's time to go. It's past Moss bedtime, man. Neither's got to go to school.
I know you had more time. I know you had more time too.
Hey, it's cool.
Yeah, I did, but I got to know it has to end. I don't do it over 2 hours. Oh shit, we over 2 hours. All right, y'all, bye. No, all right, y'all, we about to get out of here. Moss, what you got going on, bro?
Tomorrow, Stadia Dosage. I got my homies from Sounds of Stadia on, and then I'm gonna be doing some streaming of Division 2. That season. Hey, look, man, I don't care where you playing it at. Division 2 is that game. It's the looter shooter of this generation. It's the best fucking game out there, man. Y'all got to
sure that's Destiny.
Bruh, no, man. I mean, I think Destiny's pulling in more numbers, but Division 2 is so much better. Destiny's overplayed. Just people just so what keeps Destiny going is that you got to grind for a bullet. So motherfuckers be grinding and playing for hours. But no, Division 2, that's that shit, man. So,
hey, man, shout out to Wilmy Hood, man, because he asked me to come on his podcast tonight. I'm sorry, bro. I got my own podcast. Yes, he tried to get me on there tonight, man. So I'm gonna try to get on there eventually, you know. But it's obviously kind of hard. We got a podcast on the same night.
Yeah.
So, Neff, bro, what you got going on? Hey, man, we gotta make an intro for Scrampunks, bro.
We'll get
I'm gonna make one with some fire ass music, like some damn what you call it? Elvis.
Some house music?
No, some Elvis. Yeah, Elvis.
Monetized.
Yeah, right. They gonna throw my shit right there. That's what you got going on, bro.
Just making some Halo content. Just posted a new video of the Master Chief's reaction to the Banish, so check that out.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Neff, I think the Xbox fanboy in Neff is starting to come out a little bit. Something tells me if that July
we're going to see
popping,
when Halo comes out, we'll see.
Right. And Phil also said in the interview that you will see a lot of Halo next month. So, woo. All right. Snow Bunny.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Were you sleepy? I appreciate you making a podcast. Listen, if you ever say, look, I can't do it tonight, just let me know. I know you're a busy woman, they've been working you like that,
Man, you want me to tell you how much I've been worked? I haven't even played Animal Crossing for 5 hours.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
I think I might have played Animal Crossing for 2 hours since Sunday.
I can't believe this shit. I can't believe this shit. My Cinnabon. I can't believe I'm doing that.
Yeah, I'm over here dozing.
Okay, yeah, just go and take your ass to bed.
It's not snoring time.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember that one time you fell asleep and I don't know if you really did, but like Tsunami said you did, and you went off on his ass. Remember?
Nah. That time I had taken some cold medicine, so I was in and out of it. But then he said something stupid and throttled my ass out. And to this day, I still don't even remember what podcast that was and what we were talking about.
Yeah, it was the end of the show. It was like this time of the show where I was doing, outros and like so now he was like, she sleep. He was like, who sleep? Motherfucker, I ain't sleep.
cackling in sleep?
I do remember like snoring through some podcasts. I have fallen asleep on this one, and I sure as shit did fall asleep on the round table once.
Oh, damn.
And they were like, "Did you fall asleep?" Sure as shit did. I got comfy.
Go 30 hours straight. God damn.
11 hours podcast and shit.
Nah. I had a blanket on me and a heat pad on my back. I went right to sleep. And a cat laying on my chest. I went right to sleep.
This shit looks kind of boring. Oh, God.
Are you watching that Marvel shit?
Yeah.
It didn't look that impressive when they first announced it.
Just looks boring.
That shit looked weird. It looked like you start out in real life as a character, and then you just like you read a comic, and you pop into the comic in your own world type shit.
I mean, it looks like there's no difficulty in this trailer at all.
Oh, shit.
That's the one with Thor?
Yeah, it just looks like a button match or like
It looked like a fucking
beat him up.
It looks like a next gen Crayola game.
Yeah, bro. I
Yeah.
That shit.
Yeah.
Hey,
Devin, bro, what you got going on, Dev?
Oh man, I'm just looking on what's happening on Twitter every day, man. I put out videos like every other day.
Okay.
So if I see something I want to talk about, then I'll be posting a video.
Was that Nick Fury?
Yeah, Nick Fury, like
the fuck is that?
I
That better be
think
his son or
Nick
some
like,
shit.
hey,
That can't be Nick Fury.
That's
like
Nick
Lamar
Cannon.
saying,
They got Nick Cannon playing Nick Fury in that damn video game. What the hell is going on, man?
That's a big part of it too. I think people are upset with the character models.
Yeah.
Like, we're so used to what we're so used to.
The gameplay just doesn't look that great.
I'm gonna be honest though, if like that shit was Chris Hemsworth and Robert Downey Jr. and all them, I wouldn't be tripping like that.
You know they weren't going to pay for all those
Scarlett Johansson,
royalties.
yeah, that should have been way too expensive, man, to get them their likeness. So I understand that why Square Enix and them didn't
That'd
do
be
that.
another Death Stranding.
Oh,
Just make the characters look kind of like them. Like,
all right,
they don't have to go full face scans.
Kylie Rex was up. Devin, what's your channel link?
Got you. I'll plug it in the chat.
Yeah, plug in the chat because we got 10 seconds because we about to be out this bitch. Tsunami, what you got going on, bro?
I'm gonna catch up on some sleep. Funny story. So I was out with my friends. We had a little cookout kind of thing, and we all got drunk, right? So I passed out. I wake up and it's
Pass
8,
out,
right?
damn. You got that drunk?
I said, yeah.
You passed out where?
So
where?
No, so we had a cookout, and we was all, we was all drinking and we was all drinking and stuff. So it was probably like around 2 a.m. So I get home, I go to sleep. I wake up, and I'm thinking like, damn, I was so drunk on the whole day. Then I'm gonna get ready for Scrampunks. It's 8 o'clock, so I'm sitting on my phone looking around, Twitter, Snapchat, and then I hop in the DM, and I'm like, okay, where the link? I'm like thinking to myself, I said, wait, I looked outside. I said, it's still kind of dark. What's going on? I said, Alexa, what time is it? Don't tell me it's fucking AM. Nigga, I swear it was fucking 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. and it was 9 a.m. I said, oh my God.
Damn.
I said, yo, wait. You ever sleep and wake up like you was late? Like, that's how it felt. I said, oh shit, I almost missed the podcast. Let me hop on. I hop in and I'm like, where the link at? And I'm looking outside, I'm like, it's not bright, but like the sun's out kind of late today, okay? And I said, wait, what day? I'm not checking the day. I wanted the day. I said, today Wednesday, right? Yeah, today Wednesday. What the fuck is going on? So then I finally said, yo, wait. No, look at my phone. Of course, your phone doesn't say AM and PM. It says the time. I had to request Alexa's timing to tell me that it was PM. I said, or AM. I said, motherfucker. I thought it was like, and I'm perfectly sober by then. Like, I am up and everything.
I guess
but
so.
I swore it was 9 p.m. No, I didn't sleep all that time. I slept 8 a.m. So I went home. It was like 2 something. I was like 8 a.m. thinking it was 8 p.m. And I go to the DM looking for the link at 9 a.m. thinking it was 9 p.m. I said, what the fuck? I have a whole nother day.
Is it storm in there or something?
Yeah, it was cloudy. So like, yeah, it was like thunderstorms the night before, so it's still kind of overcast. So the day was winding down. It was dark outside, but I'm like, yo, 9 o'clock still not this bright. Wait, what is going on? And I said, what time is it? It said 9 a.m. I said, oh my God, why am I even up? Like, I'm never up this early. That sleep must have been good because I was like fully rejuvenated.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna get some sleep because I was tired all day. And I said, if I go to sleep now, my sleep cycle gonna be fucked up for the rest of the day. Let me just sit out and make it to the podcast. So after this, I'm probably gonna go to sleep.
Well, I appreciate you, Ashley, coming to the podcast, my brother. Oh yeah, we're about to get out of here. I'll probably do a video tomorrow about Uncle Philip and what Uncle Philip said. It will definitely be an Xbox fanboy video.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Crossfire X beta tomorrow, bro.
Yeah,
I'm on that shit.
Yeah, all right, yo, we out of here.
Available a different one because I went to the store and see it.
We about to be like 10 minutes overtime.
I don't know. They might add some extra shit, but yeah.
Okay.
Y'all more than welcome to talk about this shit after the show over with. All right, y'all, we about to get out of here.
Did you see the?
Ain't this a bitch?
I don't know, but they were talking about Ori 2 being the game of the year.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Good for Ori.
So we're just gonna break into no.
I will say what's
thanks to Ori 3.
Damn it.
I heard Ori was getting DLC next month.
Ori Smori can kiss my ass. Artemis, thank you, brother. Like Raphael, the Dark Lord Fusion, RTX GeForce 2080 Ti. Damn, that's your name, brother. Lethal's Hyperfane Gaming, Cali Rex, Country Working Man. Oh, that's a nice name. Never seen that. Hit that like button. Echelon 7, The Dark. Sep is a pony, but you know he okay. He ain't too disrespectful. Rain G4, what's up, buddy? Ozzy Cartel, Rear Junior 007, Freddie Fox. Sorry, I'm truthful. Roshan Eppinger. Oh my, I'm sorry, y'all. Alice Bosher, we out of here, y'all. Hey, don't start no shit. Mr. Kima, what's up, bro? All right, bro. I'm out. We out.
Shit.
Nigga, I'm sleepy. You know, I'm a grown ass man. I shouldn't say I'm sleepy like